Platte High Sports on NorthPlattePost.com, FM 98.1 and AM 1410 are brought to you by
Justin Thompson Agency, American Family Insurance, Hands of the Heartland, La Casa del Rios, Dave's Place, Cole Jonason with High Street Insurance.
North Platte will reset the offense. Eli Broman steps back for three in the corner again. That is 3 threes for Eli Broman today. 9 points, and a timeout going to be called by Alliance.
Al's Lock and Save, State Farm agent Bobby Holtz, Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, The Fortify Group, Larry's Glass, Shelter Insurance agents Pete Boltz and Brett Rogo, Puro Clean.
Now to Gans. Gans. Oh, that's going to be stolen by Kamensky. Kamensky up the court now with it. Having Kamensky Euroing up for the layup.
Oh, it's a left-hand scoop.
Great Plains Health. Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy. Jay Engel with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Runza. Double Dips. Merrick's Ranch House. Mid-Plains Community College. Szechuan Famous Food and Sushi Bar. The Cedar Room.
Here's the voice of the Dogs, Paxton Gordon.
Welcome in, everybody, here to Bearcat Country. It is time for some basketball here in 2026 as North Platte High and the girls and the boys take on Kearney and the Bearcats today in some winter break basketball. I'm Paxton Gordon, joined by Jeff Smeltzer. It is the first game of the new year, Mr. Smeltzer, and it is going to be a fun one. This game has kind of always, in the last 2 years now, kind of been the game to welcome into the new year. Had it last year, and of course, unfortunately for both games for the Dogs last year, some two pretty tough losses against some really good Kearney teams, and this year it's continuing to be the same thing. Kearney being a strong program. The girls side 9-0 now for Kearney and the girls compared to the 4-3 Bulldogs off of their little trip to Sydney for the Sydney Holiday Shootout. Mr. Smeltzer, you attended a lot of those games, so take me through some of the observations you had during the quick little break we had just a few days ago.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go. It's been a minute since we've done this, so went out to Sydney. Girls played really well. They darn near upset the Lady Raiders out there. Really good game by the Dogs. Just fell short. 1 or 2 point game. I can't remember what that was. And then they turned around the next day, played a really scrappy Morrill team. Just really scrappy. Just couldn't quite put them away. They still won handily, but every time you thought, it was going to be a runaway and it was be in the books, Morrill would fight back, hit a couple threes, and hung in there. But yeah, the ladies finished 1-1 against some pretty decent competition. Sydney Lady Raiders always really good, like we've seen in the past, just really athletic. But they did well, and I look for good things today. Last year, darn near upset this Lady Bearcat team.
I was going to say, this was down to the closing minutes that this game kind of unfortunately fell out of hand for North Platte High School in those closing seconds. So it's a team that is, of course, if you talk about last year's standard, beatable. But they come in, this Kearney squad, undefeated on the season, have had no issues with the teams they've been handling. And it's all thanks to the leading scorer, Hallie Gardner, averaging 17 points a game as a freshman at 5'5". I mean, we talk about Kearney, we always talk about, their height and what they can do with said height. But so far, it's this freshman who sits at 5'5", being the real difference maker for this Kearney Bearcat squad.
Yeah, usually Kearney comes in with a lot of experience, usually a senior-laden team, but not this year. The youth is going to lead the way. Dogs will match up favorably, height-wise.
Probably the first game that they've had a real, one-on-one, besides that South Sioux City game where you can sit there and be like, the height might almost be in favor of North Platte High School.
Yeah, but a lot like the Sydney team, this Kearney team is going to be super athletic. They all look like track kids down there.
Long, lengthy, strided types of girls.
So just from watching the warm-ups, I imagine they can get up and down the court and they can run, push the basketball. So, but I think that helps. I mean, I think that's the kind of style that we can play as well. And mostly a 2-3 zone. We played, the last 2 games like they've been doing all year. they did go to man, I think, a little bit, but mostly the 2-3 zone, and we'll see what happens. They looked really good. They're off to a good start here, from the moratorium, so let's hope it continues.
Yeah, and that's always going to be the question, is how do teams kind of respond from that moratorium period where they have a couple of, days off to really get reset and refocused in for the real grueling part now of the season. But before we really step away, I want to give a shout-out to Mr. Jonathan Rinke, if he's listening in today. All of our best wishes to him and his road to recovery. If you didn't hear yesterday, transported to an Omaha hospital. So our thoughts are out to not only him, but quicking a wishful recovery, as Mr. Smeltzer gave me some good news about that, but when he walked in here today.
Yeah, we'll talk about him more when it gets to the boys' game. But, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to Jonathan and his family. They're where he needs to be. He's going to receive the best care there in Omaha, and it sounds encouraging. It sounds like he's got his fun-loving personality back today, and cracking jokes and wanting some food.
You know what they say, what's the best way to inspire the troops? Have a big victory here for your member who is not with the team. So we'll step aside, take a break. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner.
Tom plows Runza's parking lot on Temperature Tuesdays.
Take that, Snowdrift. With great horsepower comes great responsibility.
Every Tuesday in January, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Runza sandwich when you buy fries and a medium drink.
And every Tuesday, the drive-thru will be drivable.
Thanks, Tom. Not all heroes wear capes.
I'm wearing one.
I know. Temperature Tuesdays are back, and Runza makes it all better.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back here to our Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Happy 2026, everybody. Mr. Smeltzer, do you have a fun little New Year's celebration to cap off 2025?
No, I watch Husker football game, watch the Las Vegas Bowl
well,
on New Year's Eve.
You sure you want to talk about that one?
And that went just like expected. And no, just looking forward to a good 2026 and starting it off with basketball.
I was going to say, you know what? Why not start out 2026 with a victory? It will be a tough one. The 9-0 undefeated Kearney Bearcats at home, welcoming in, of course, North Platte High School, who are 4-3 at the moment. Of course, this Dogs team has had some ups and downs offensively. We've seen some of the high ends of what this offense can do, but we also have seen, unfortunately, some of the low ends of what this offense can do. And they got away with one in Alliance a while back of escaping with the low-scoring victory. But unfortunately, against number 7 Sydney, they were unable to really complete that comeback as they fell by 1 point, 37-36, before turning it down the next day and taking down a really, really scrappy Morrill squad. So it's really, I hate to say hit or miss, but it's a roller coaster so far how this offense looks for North Platte High School.
It is, and so much of it is predicated on how well they shoot the three.
Yes.
If it's fallen, it's going to be a really good night for them. If not,
it'll be a struggle.
Yeah, they did, but Nora Worrell had a good couple days inside, and so did Ava Franz, and so they could still score inside. But the strength of their game is to shoot from the outside, is their outside shooting and play good defense. They played pretty good defense. I always want to say last weekend, but it was just Monday and Tuesday. It was just a few days ago out there in Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're going to talk about one thing, a well-coached, Tyson Hammond team's going to bring, it's always going to be that defense. I mean, no matter what year, what team you got out there, they're always going to be a strong defensive team, and that really was the recipe last year that almost had North Platte take down Kearney for the first time in a long time. Was that scrappy, really tough defense, While this year's Kearney team is going to be really almost systematically different, that last year Kearney girls team more methodical, not as fast-paced, but they were having some good shooting performances. This year's team really quick. They'll love to push tempo with you, and that's something that North Platte, I think, plays better with than when it comes to slow, methodical basketball. Because if you think about all those victories, what was the real key factor? They were able to get out in transition pretty quickly out of a good defensive stop, which then led to them, pouring on a quick 4 points, getting a 6-0 run or an 8-2 run, and then just continue to stack on from then on out.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if Kearney's a pressing team. It seems like every team we've been playing has tried to put on some sort of press, whether it's a three-quarter, a half-court trap. But the Dogs did a really good job of handling that this weekend. Limit the turnover. Say it for both teams, the boys and girls. Limit your turnovers, get rebounds. You'll be in the game.
Yeah, and again, that's the always thing. No matter what game it is versus whoever, there's always that chance that you can come away with that victory if you do play not only safe, sound basketball, but something that I feel like has also with the offense been hit or miss has just been those turnovers, as you said. While the team predicates itself on if it's going to be a good day based on how well they're shooting, if that shooting doesn't go the way that they like to, we've tended to see this young squad kind of get a little too antsy and jittery and force some bad plays that then, as we've seen, result in possessions that are wasted and teams either getting back into the game or really extend their lead out when given an opportunity like that.
This goes for the boys, too, the boys and girls. Right now, who you are is a team that shoots about 33% from the floor. You're not a great shooting team right now. So you need every shot opportunity you can get. So you can't afford to turn the ball over, and you got to get rebounds. How do you get more shots off? Because and they're both improving, both boys and girls at that. So we'll see. The Dogs are going to come out with a lot of fight, and they're going to be scrappy, and should be a really, really good game.
It really should. And again, what leads, if a team's struggling from beyond the arc, what's an easy way to potentially get back in? Again, getting those rebounds, getting those second chance opportunities, because it's really sometimes not the first chance where the points come from. It's that second chance where you can maybe draw a foul with an and one, or at least give yourself an opportunity to go from the free throw line. And that is really where North Platte has done a good job in terms of how they score their buckets. When they do go to the free throw line, depending, of course, on who does go, they are a well-rounded free throw shooting team, which is something that we haven't really said for the last couple of seasons here.
So, if you're not a great shooting team from the floor, make sure you get to the free throw line. And for heaven's sake, don't turn the ball over. Don't give away shot opportunities.
Yes.
You need every shot you can get.
That's right. In a game like this, again, where everything's going to be so fast-paced, it is going to be, almost like that track meet of whoever has the basketball last is going to be the one with the advantage. So don't get too ahead of yourselves. It's going to be two young teams facing off against each other, and if they it really depends on, as you said, either side, who can commit the least amount of turnovers as we get ready for our national anthem. And with that, we'll step aside, take a break, and when we come back, we will have that first start of the game here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
The beauty of
downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at thecedarroomne.com. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown North Platte.
Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Puro Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Puro Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Puro Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Puro Clean in North Platte.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM KOOQ. Merrick's Ranch House. Lunch specials Tuesday through Saturday with two sides, just $10. See them on Facebook. Dine in, order online, use DoorDash, or just call for carryout. Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Kearney High School. It is time for some basketball here, as we'll have, of course, some changes in the starting lineup for the Dogs. We'll start first off, though, with the side of Kearney and the Bearcats here. Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup, located in the historic Canteen District in North Platte. Double Dips offers 24+ different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. We'll start off with that Kearney Bearcats squad. Augusta Gantz gets the start alongside Sophia Glant, Addie Snyder, the freshman Hallie Gardner, and the second leading scorer, the junior Libby Province, also getting the start for Kearney and the Bearcats, as they, just like us, have that really cool light scheme. I do miss the dog pound. It is something that I have missed for a couple of weeks now. On the side of North Platte, they are making a little bit of a change. Of course, the starters almost identical compared to one of them, as getting the start, as always, for North Platte, J.C. Burke, Josie Douglas, Ava Franzen, Peyton Jones, and Miss Hayden Irvin, who you said saw some action during the Sydney shootout, getting the start for North Platte. J.C. Fox now will go to the bench alongside, of course, Nora Worrell. It'll be interesting to see who will come off first, because it has been Nora Worrell who's been the first dog off the bench. Granted, she has really earned that, sixth man spot in the lineup with how well she has played. She is the second leading scorer for North Platte High School, averaging 9.6 points per game. But now with J.C. Fox, who has been a very, very strong contributor on the starting side, now she moves to the bench. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Hammond's going to really divvy the lineup up, because he hasn't gone too deep in the rotation, but he has kept it nice and concise throughout this start of the season.
Yeah, with Hayden returning and playing this week, it just gives you another body. Now you can just go one more person deep. And she did some really good things. Shot may have been a little rusty being the first games back, but other than that, a lot of effort, a lot of hustle. Something you can never have enough of. It's good to have that. So, ready, excited to go. Kind of a long introduction for the home team.
I know. Well, you love it. You just got to, ours just feels so nice and concise sometimes. You kind of wonder, maybe we can go a little bit longer some of these other schools. But, again, as we said, another member of the team that just fits into this mold so well, of just a scrappy player who can really muck it up, whether it be at the perimeter or if she needs to get down and dirty in the paint. And for a team like Kearney that, while, yes, is very tall and athletic, they don't just seem to have that just oomph factor that sometimes North Platte can bring.
No, we've got the toughness there. You know, we've got some strong kids playing out there, so hopefully that'll be to our advantage. You know, maybe play a little bully ball if we need to.
And again, if you want to take keys from last year's game, that's kind of how the Dogs were able to stay in that game and almost come away with the victory, was just imposing their physical will against this Kearney team defensively and got them really off kilter as taking the jump here today, Miss Libby Province as well as Josie Douglas, and it's an easy tip win for the Dogs as here comes this full court press for Peyton Jones, who will swing it to the far side to Douglas, trying to get trapped out of the sideline. Douglas lost her control of the basketball, now into a triple team before a jump ball will go the way of Kearney, and there was that trap that the Dogs unfortunately were unable to avoid, and it results in a turnover to start this ball game out. Josie Douglas on the offensive side. Now up the court with it comes Kearney and the Bearcats. All the way up the court, now they fly. Pump fake was going to be from Miss Snyder. They're going to pass it all the way back, and the Bearcats will reset this offense up. Kick now a shot, driving in from Gantz. Far side Snyder, bouncing it down low to Glant. Glant's shot is no good. Fighting for that basketball on the floor, and it's picked up by Miss Ava Franzen. And North Platte defensively getting a good stop and start. And it's 0-0 early on.
Gotta like that start. Breaking the press pretty easily here.
That's going to be a turnover. It's off the fingertips of Ava Franzen. One-on-one fast break. Up the court goes Miss Hallie Gardner, and there's her first 2 points. As Hallie Gardner starts things off, and we have a foul as colliding with Miss Ava Franzen is Addie Snyder. So already foul number 1 as a team for the Bearcats, but there is that lethal scorer for Kearney. Almost reminds me of, you know, Chloe Hanneborg with how kind of twitchy she plays, Miss Gardner does. That's to the far side. Jones will cross it now to the near side to Douglas. Douglas back over to Peyton Jones in the far corner. They're going to have that blocked up front by Snyder, stolen by Gardner. Hallie Gardner up the court, one-on-one with Peyton Jones, and she'll step out and now go back into the baseline. Floats one up, no good. Josie Douglas collects the rebound. And the other way comes North Platte. Burke, right wing, looking for some help as she pivots around and almost stolen away as it bounces luckily into the hands of Peyton Jones. Another mistake as it's a really free fast break opportunity for Miss Augusta Gantz, and a quick timeout called by head coach Tyson Hammond. It's only a 4-0 lead for Kearney, but boy, the offense looks so disjumbled right now for North Platte.
Kearney's aggressive defense really has North Platte confused right now. They're jumping the passing lanes, they're overplaying. Dogs just need to settle down, look for some backdoor action. You know, if they're going to overplay, you know, backdoor cuts are a great way to take care of that. And one thing I've noticed here early, one of my pet peeves this year has been the emphasis on tucking in jerseys.
Yep.
And I guess it's okay if nobody tucks theirs in.
I was about to say, Kearney has not have a single jersey
person
tucked in.
No. And that's just one of my pet, on the college level and the high school level, that
We need to create a list of Jeff Smeltzer's pet peeves. Timeouts, of course, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Justin Thompson, agency with American Family Insurance. The ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves with top-notch customer service no matter what type of insurance you are looking for. No changes from either side as we'll get started once again. Dogs will have an inbounds.
Yeah, underneath. They got
underneath the basket, and now back to that full court press comes Kearney and the Bearcats again, leading 4-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard off of some costly North Platte mistakes. Throwing the ball all the way over the head of Ava Franzen. Another turnover as Gans will pick it up. And now Gardner here on the near wing, trying to find an opening. To the far side they go to Province. Back to Gardner. Gardner trying to bring down this zone defense. Bounce pass to Glant. Back to Province. In the corner, no three is taken, but driving Snyder. Back to Gardner. She'll fire up a wide open three. Way off the mark. Oh, Hayden Irvin almost gets the rebound, but it's picked up by Sophie Glantz for her first 2 points. And almost another, and it is another turnover for North Platte, as here comes the Bearcats with a foul for North Platte. Addie Snyder will now go to the free throw line, following another bad pass that tips off a Bearcat finger.
That's 5 turnovers for the Dogs so far in this game, and not a single shot attempt.
Yep.
So take care of the ball, ladies.
First free throws for Addie Snyder. She'll nail the first one. Snyder now with her first point in today's contest. It's now 7-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Snyder second, nothing but net. 2 for 2. And you can see why this Kearney squad so far undefeated in the season, playing some really good teams. You know, of course, Ogallala has played a couple South Dakota and Wyoming teams. Kearney also has been like that. As a bad pass by Josie Douglas is tipped out of bounds by Augusta Gans. But the Dogs this time not facing the consequences of that pass. They will inbound on the far sideline. But again, playing teams like Thunder Ridge, team from Pine Ridge, South Dakota. You know, this Kearney team has faced some good opponents, and they're almost going to get another steal, and that ball's going to go out of bounds off of Peyton Jones. A turnover for North Platte as they get trapped on the near sideline. Number 7 on the day. It's 8-0 the lead for Kearney and the Bearcats.
All right,
Gans
defensive stop.
Gets a screen from Gardner. Gardner at the top of the three-point line. She'll set up for 3. No, off the iron and rebounded by Josie Douglas. Douglas will take it up the court. Now up to Hayden Irvin, but another mistake as it's behind Hayden Irvin, and a turnover for North Platte. Boy, the turnovers are the name of the game right now. After our discussion about what the Dogs needed to do to avoid these mistakes, they're unfortunately doing the opposite and committing too many for head coach Tyson Hammond's liking into that trap. Now out. Gardner will fire for 3. Off the back iron. In the air. Rebounded easily by Libby Province. Out to Snyder. Bounce pass to Glant. Glant on the baseline. Up and in. Sophie Glant now has 4 points. Easily got the inside advantage against Ava Franzen. Was able to pick up 2 points. Now here come the Dogs just trying to get something offensively. Maybe their first shot of today's game. Jones on the left wing. Getting a screen from Ava Franzen. Now to Douglas. Douglas thought about driving. She'll fire for 3 on the perimeter. Off the iron, no good. Oh, J.C. Burke almost gets the rebound, but Augusta Gans picks up her first. As there's a wide open member down low that Kearney,
Gardner out
I was going to say, and the Bearcats did not identify. As Province swings around the perimeter to Snyder. Addie Snyder, pump fakes. Province. Oh, that's a bad turnover as, unfortunately for them, Sophie Glant was not looking, and that's the Bearcats' first turnover, and they'll have some substitutions. Jones in the corner. Now looks to drive on Gans. Back to J.C. Burke. Douglas in the corner now to Urban. Back to Douglas. Douglas surveying the defense. Now looking to get a screen from Ava Franzen. Picking her dribble up. Douglas round to Burke. In the corner, wide open. Here comes Peyton Jones driving. Kicking to Burke. Now Douglas. She'll fire a deep 3 with 9 seconds on the shot clock. No good. And that's a rebound there for Miss Hallie Gardner. Good looks for the Dogs, but just a hair too short in terms of when they needed to see some open members. As a rebound by Glant. Glant's shot is up and in following a foul. 6 quick points for Sophie Glant, and that's another strong rebound for the Bearcats, and they lead 12-0. And here comes the first substitutions. Franzen checks out as well as Irvin. Worrell and J.C. Fox check in. Also checking in, Molly Kalsbeck for Kearney, as well as Kennedy Lee. As the first free throw, and only free throw, is no good. Rebounded somehow by Gans. And now Kearney sets up once again. Province into the corner. Wide open, Kalsbeck 3. No good. Strong rebound by Kearney and the Bearcats with Kennedy Lee. Province bounce pass to Glant. Swings it over. Kalsbeck again for 3 off the iron. And Peyton Jones this time for North Platte's able to collect it. 12-0 the lead on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard as Jones, really good defense, couldn't get anything with her latest attack. How about Josie Douglas with the up and under? Finally, North Platte picks up its first 2 points, and now they trail by 10, 12-2, and a timeout called by head coach Drew Danielson of Kearney with 2:50 left to go here in this first quarter. My heavens.
Yeah, that's one way to beat the defense. A nice drive that time by Josie Douglas. Okay, the ice is broken. Now you're on the board. Let's get it going here. I don't have the number of rebounds for Kearney, but North Platte only has 2 here in the first quarter.
Right now it's only 3, so it's not the end of the world.
Not as bad as I thought it was.
Well, the problem is, again, it just feels like when they get the rebounds, it's at the worst opportune time. You know, head coach Jeff Thurman always talks about it. You're not really, while the numbers may not look like they're really that bad, it's the timing of when the opposing team is getting those rebounds.
When and where are they getting those rebounds?
And a lot of it, unfortunately, has come on the offensive end for Kearney and the Bearcats, which has led to second chance opportunities. And so far, Kearney has been capitalizing. They lead by 10, 12-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard with 2:50 left to go in this first quarter. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group, as well as Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and bringing those services to the North Platte area. Gantz back to the perimeter. Colesbeck. Province thought about driving, kicks it back to Colesbeck. Province, she drives from 16 feet out. In and out, another offensive rebound as Augusta Gans picks up her second bucket today, and it's off of an offensive board. It's 14-2 as that pass into traffic, stolen away. Not the cleanest of feeds from Peyton Jones as Nora Whirl had a body right on her. And here comes Kearney the other way with Gans. Another foul, and another 2 free throws are on the way for Kearney.
Oh, not much going right for the Dogs right now. Just slow down, refocus.
And again, it just feels their whole idea is they're trying to cross-court pass and then throw it into the middle of the court to one of the bigs. But Kearney has done a fantastic job of at least having one body on either Ava Franzen or Nora Whirl in the middle. So they're cutting off an easy outlet pass. And North Platte so far has just been unable to identify how to get out of that as Hallie Gardner checks back in. It's 15-2. Make it only 15-2 as a strong rebound by Miss Nora Whirl. 1 for 2 from the free throw line, that time by Augusta Gans. Adelie Terry has now checked in for North Platte. Jones, guarded by Gardner on the perimeter. With her pink shoes, crosses it over to Terry. Tipped away by Colesbeck, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Molly Colesbeck, and we'll have another substitution as checking in Addie Snyder for Augusta Gans. 1:51 left to go. Josie Douglas with the inbounds. Throwing it all the way out to Peyton Jones here on the right wing. Now Whirl with it. Good pass down low to Peyton Jones with a foul going the way of Kennedy Lee, I think.
Beautiful give and go that time. Nice pass by Whirl. Nice cut that time by Peyton Jones.
And the freshman Nora Whirl, as you said, making a beautiful feed off of the handoff from Peyton Jones, as she will miss the first. North Platte's best free throw shooter so far 0 for 1. As checking out Josie Douglas goes. Ava Franzen has checked back in 15-2. With 1:45 left to go in this first quarter of action. She misses both of them. And now up the court, here comes Kearney to the far side with it. Addie Snyder. Snyder ran into by Peyton Jones and then stolen by Adelie Terry. Terry up the court to Fox. Fox one-on-one. Her shot is up and an offensive charge for J.C. Fox. I don't know if Kennedy Lee was properly set to take that charge, but the officials say it goes against North Platte, and that's a foul for J.C. Fox.
I thought J.C. did the right thing. She pulled up with a jump stop, and I don't know if there's really that much contact down there, but foul was called.
Libby Province has checked back in for Kearney. As up the court with it comes Gardner. Gardner to the far side to Province. Give and go now to Colesbeck. Back to Gardner. She'll fire up the three. No good. Ava Franzen trying to collect that rebound. Off the fingertips, unfortunately, of J.C. Fox. As that's Ellie Larson who has checked in. So going big for big with Nora Whirl in there with Ellie Larson and Libby Province, the second leading scorer for Kearney, now inbounding the ball. All the way out it goes to Colesbeck. Colesbeck swing pass. Gardner another three. She has yet to hit one and continues to stay 0 from beyond the arc. Not a good start today for Hallie Gardner, and that's maybe what North Platte needs. The leading scorer for Kearney is, that's off of Peyton Jones as it's stripped away by Libby Province. Another turnover for North Platte, but it's kind of what they need, North Platte. If they want to stay in this game, make sure that Hallie Gardner does not catch fire like she's done this season, and you only get to 17 points for a reason, and that's being a pretty efficient score.
Yeah, Dogs down 15-2, but Kearney isn't shooting the ball very well.
No, it's really, again, it's off of these turnovers and second chance opportunities. As in the corner now, Libby Province drives on Fox, kicks it back out to Gardner for a corner three. She misses again, and Gantz gets another rebound. And here comes Kearney and the Bearcats, almost turned over. As here comes Carlsbeck. Carlsbeck swings to Province. Now Gardner, another three. She has just got that green light and turned over, and a foul called against the Bulldogs as Kennedy Lee strips the ball away from Nora Worrell, and then unfortunately J.C. Burke collides with Kennedy Lee to force a foul, and Sophia Glant will check in now for Ms. Molly Carlsbeck. Some real unfortunate sloppy play for North Platte to start this first quarter. Now we're in the bonus with 36 seconds left for Kennedy Lee, who's yet to score in today's game. Will make her first free throw. As for North Platte, Josie Douglas, Peyton Jones check in for Adelie Terry and Ava Franzen. It is now 16-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. She will miss the second, and there's a strong rebound for J.C. Fox. North Platte with some tempo to Jones. Jones almost lost the basketball, is almost stolen away by Province. Swing pass into the corner. Here comes J.C. Burke. Burke, oh, bad read as there's Libby Province in the passing lane to grab the ball. Province tipped away by Peyton Jones into the hands of Glant. Gardner on the baseline. Gardner's shot is up and in, and another foul for North Platte. Hallie Gardner, 4 points. And another foul called by the Bulldogs. As checking in comes Addie Snyder for Kennedy Lee.
Yeah, impressed with this freshman. She's a baller. She's a real deal.
She really reminds me a lot of, we talked about what Chloe Hanneborg might be able to look like with a little bit, more calm handling. This Hallie Gardner girl reminds me a lot of what we loved so much about Chloe Hanneborg, as she will miss that free throw at a big pickup for Nora Worrell. So Gardner 0 for 1 in her free throws. Back to that full court press with Sophie Gans, Peyton Jones. Wow, that's a really deep three with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Worrell tries to get the rebound, and time expires as we finish quarter number 1. A little bit of time left on the clock, but a good shot by Peyton Jones nonetheless. We'll head into quarter number 2. It's 18-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. We come back to Kearney on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
You ever feel like there's no time for cooking dinner? On the go, all the time. Dave's Place can cover your hunger wherever you want to eat.
Stop into Dave's for lunch and dinner at 502 East Francis. Order carryout and take it on the go or DoorDash it straight to your couch.
You can enjoy Dave's anywhere. And what goes great with pizza? Wings. Plus the big game on to watch with your friends.
Let Dave's Place do dinner for you. 502 East Francis in North Platte.
Mom, I'm hungry. I know where to go. Whoop, whoop.
Personalized care with one goal, to keep you moving and enjoying life. Dr. Anthony Martin is now seeing patients at Great Plains Health Orthopedics, fellowship trained in hand and upper extremity surgery. Dr. Martin treats carpal tunnel, tennis elbow, arthritis, and trauma fractures throughout the body, and is fluent in Spanish. Schedule today at 308-568-3800.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Kearney, where the Bearcats lead 18-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Timeouts once again brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check them out on the one-way 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Runza, Double Dips Ice Creamery, as well as Mid-Plains Community College and Merrick's Ranch House. As North Platte off of the inbounds to start quarter number 2, make it now 13 total team turnovers after only playing 8 minutes and about 20 seconds of this game.
And only 4 shot attempts in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's the stat line you wish you do not want to see. As around the perimeter, Gardner steps back. She fires another 3. This time it finally hits. So far, Kearney has not made a single 3, averaging going into this game only 21% from beyond the arc, and Hallie Gardner now has 7 points, and it's 21-2. Franzen has it stolen away once again, and here comes Libby Province. Province off of the steal, ball on the floor, it bounced off of her shoe, and then a foul's going to be called. There's no way, as that's going to go against North Platte and J.C. Burke.
I thought that official was shielded from the play. Calling it from the other side of the court.
Just feels like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for North Platte in terms of what could cost them at the moment as they currently trail 21-2. Fouls are becoming an issue. They are giving too many turnovers and are getting out-rebounded. So the three key metrics we like to talk about that you shouldn't be doing when you're trying to win a basketball game. Province cross courts to Snyder. Snyder bounce pass to Glant in the paint. Back to Province on the perimeter. She drives and fires from 12. Oh, rims in and out before it's rebounded by Glant. And then unfortunately for Miss Hayden Irvin, she just inconsequentially fell on Sophie Glant.
You can live with that foul. She's just trying to get a rebound and got tangled up.
And I think it's just more about you just like to see the effort, more importantly, about how that play went about. So right now it's 21-2 as an easy layup for Miss Hallie Gardner. As too easy with the inbounds, and she comes cutting into the paint. And it's now 23-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Cross court over to Jones. Jones, a really deep three, in and out, and it's going to be rebounded by Hayden Irvin. She fights for it with Livy Province. She falls. The ball is on the floor, and it's picked up by Augusta Gans. Again, good effort from Irvin. Oh, wide open into the paint. Bounce pass and a little floater from Glant. No good. On the floor, Irvin trying to fight for it. The ball is still on the floor, and Peyton Jones recovers before she is stripped away. And in for that easy strip was Gans before it's blocked by Jones. And now slowing things down are Kearney. Gantz cross courts to Livy Province. Province into the corner to Gardner, and she gets called for the travel.
They got her for a travel, but she really is, for a freshman, she's a headsy ball player.
Yes, she really, really is. As into the game now comes Kennedy Lee as well as Ellie Larson. And it only scares you what she can do going forward, knowing she's a freshman for this Kearney
squad. See her
squad.
3 more years.
I know. So that's tipped again and out of the hands of Ava Franzen. Another turnover for North Platte's offense. It's 23-2 as another three for Gardner. Wide open. She airballs it.
Nice
this
rebound.
time, Josie Douglas brings it down. Up the court, they go to Peyton Jones. It might be too far ahead. She tries to save it. Burke tries to keep it alive, but it's tapped out of bounds by Addie Snyder. But that's what the Dogs need to do. If this Kearney squad is going to set up in that zone defense, they need to push the tempo and not allow Kearney to get set.
Yeah, and they crash everybody on the offensive glass. So if you can get that defensive rebound, you got a chance to get out and run.
As Molly Kolsbeck checks in for Gans. And we saw it right there. They had two, not just one, but two Bulldog players that were open in the front court. That's going to be tipped away. Addie Snyder's going to and grab it at around the three-point line. Snyder bounce pass down low to Miss Molly Kolsbeck, but she misses. Man, that took a couple of really bad bounces. And it's rebounded by Peyton Jones. And North Platte comes the other way. Jones wide open for three early into the shot clock. No good as Larson will collect the miss. And here comes Garner the other way. The speedster freshman crossing over Peyton Jones and fires over to Snyder. Kolsbeck in the corner. Back to Snyder. She surveys what the defense is giving her. Gardner, left wing, drives on Burke. Lost the ball for a second. And now the offense can reset for Kearney. Bounce pass to Kennedy Lee. Cross court, Snyder for three now. Off the front iron, no good. Franzen trying to get the rebound. She was trying to back down Ellie Larson, but she throws it out of bounds as Adelie Terry and Nora World check in for J.C. Burke as well as Ava Franzen. And inbounds now for Addie Snyder underneath the basket. Snyder all the way out to Gardner. Guarded by Jones. She jab steps, now steps back and fires to a wide open Kennedy Lee before we have a timeout. Going to be called, I think, on here on the near side.
Well, it'd have to be on by Kearney because the ball was
inbounds,
they
pointed to they pointed to the North Platte side, but they're going to call it timeout.
I think he was pointing to where they're going to inbound it after
okay,
the timeout.
I was going to say, thank
but
heavens.
Yeah, it looked like he was calling it to.
I was like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But a full minute timeout called by the Bearcats. They lead 23-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard, and really the story of how this game has gotten out of control so far is just the things that we said North Platte needed to take care of when it comes to their ball treatment has gone the opposite way, man. I think they're now at 14 total team turnovers, only here in the 4:45 mark of the second quarter as Jeff Smeltzer will get to the numbers on that. It's not
16.
16. So it's so easy to say not what they wanted, but this is really what's costing them so far. Because it's not like Kearney is shooting the lights out. So far, Kearney has only made 1 3 in this game, And a lot of their points have just been come off of second chance rebounds that are easy layups after the point.
Yeah, North Platte has only taken 6 shots, and 3 of those from about 25 feet away.
Yeah, yeah. And it also just doesn't help at the same time that we're seeing, early shots in the shot clock too. You can see the frustration starting to set in just a little bit for this North Platte offense. As right now, 23-2 the lead for the Bearcats. 4:45 left to go here in this opening half of play. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check them out on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey. Sweet B as Adley Terry collects the rebound after the miss from Hallie Gardner. And Douglas now with some speed, turning the corner. Oh, that's going to be a travel as she tried to sling the ball to Hayden Irvin, but there was Hallie Gardner blitzing into the passing lane and forcing a travel. And now a 3-man rotation checking in now for Kearney. McKenna Hazard as well as Harper Flooring all check in as well. I think there's one more member should be checking in as I survey around. I believe also Ellie Larson has checked. Actually, it's Corey Hoffert. So a fresh 3 members that have yet to see the court sub in for Kearney. Into the paint they go to Hoffert. Hoffert has the ball, turn it over. Good defense from Miss Hayden Irvin. As the pass up now to Jones. Jones serving in cross courts to Hayden Irvin. Irvin into the corner now to Adelaide Terry. Terry into a double team, goes baseline. Terry throws it out to Josie Douglas. She'll pull up a contested 3. Man, it's off the top of the basket. Nora World gets the rebound, tries to turn around and jumps. No. As Harper Flooring is able to wrap her hands around the ball and bring it down. Kearney with their 23-2 lead. Now set the offense up for McKenna Hazard for 3. McKenna Hazard hits the second 3 today for Kearney and the Bearcats, and it's now 26-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard with 3:32 left to go before halftime. Irvin taking her dribble up after one dribble, finds Jones. Jones back to Hayden Irvin. Into the paint to Whirl. It's turned over as that's intercepted by Ellie Larson. And now up the court they went to Flooring, and she'll slow it down. Now to the near side. Into the paint they go. Around the perimeter, Hoffert. Now back to the near side. A Hazard for another 3. Off the front iron, no good. But there is a Larson with the rebound. The shot's no good, but the second effort from Corey Hoffert is good. Hoffert's got her first 2 points and another rebound offensively for Kearney. As World tried to get there, but unfortunately got pushed out by Larson. And as Peyton Jones passed the ball to Miss Hayden Irvin, but Irvin was cutting baseline, and that's a turnover.
Little miscommunication that time. I think Peyton thought Hayden was going to be out there for a 3, and Hayden was cutting to the basket.
It's a turnover for the Dogs as they trail 28-2 as Hazard now to the near side to Colsbeck. Back to Hazard on the far right wing. Colsbeck looking and surveying. Back goes Hazard. Into the paint, Hoffert. Hoffert into a double team to Larson. Wide open, Colsbeck will fire for 3. That's no good again. But another rebound for Larson. Sets up the 3 for Flooring, and Harper Flooring now has her first 3. And after only hitting 1 3 in the first quarter, Kearney now has 3 threes in this second. And the lead has ballooned 31-2. Douglas looking for a screen. Now picked up by Larson into a double team. Josie Douglas looking for some help, but she's fouled by Ellie Larson. That's the first foul for Larson today. And with 1:57, the Dogs will have an inbounds on the near sideline. 31-2. 1:57 left to go. Peyton Jones calling for a screen now from Josie Douglas. Throwing it all the way up to Douglas at around the logo. Douglas driving in now on Colsbeck. Hop stepping, passes the ball to Franzen. Franzen's shot is up, no good. And rebounded by Ellie Larson. That's 4 rebounds for Miss Ellie Larson here today. Shout out to Mr. Jeff Smeltzer for helping us out there as people keep kicking around my stuff in the background.
Yeah, they step over the Kearney cable, but they find our extension cord every time.
As here's Harper Flooring from within 16 feet. Toilet bowl's almost in and out, but it falls in from Harper Flooring. She has 5, and This quarter just goes from unfortunately bad to worse for North Platte as they trail 33-2. Wide open, though. Here's on the baseline shot for J.C. Fox. It's no good. Easy collection there for Miss Molly Carlsbeck as J.C. Burke now looks to check in for the Dogs. Into the paint they go. Hoffett. Now a quick little shot from Carlsbeck's no good. Ball is rebounded, though, by Peyton Jones, and the other way comes North Platte. Jones, slowing tempo, goes to the far side and will look to set North Platte's offense up. Almost intercepted. It's off the fingertips of Corey Hoffert as J.C. Burke checks in for Adelie Terry with 42.2 seconds left to go in this first half of play. As Douglas gets the ball into Peyton Jones at around the half-court line. Jones frans it back to Jones. That quick two-man game will not find anything as that's tipped in the air. Burke tries to tip it back away, but no, it's Molly Carlsbeck. Picks it up the court. No, bad read as there was J.C. Fox to intercept the pass intended for McKenna Hazard. And then the other way, North Platte almost turned the ball over in the exact same fashion. It's tipped away, though, by Harper Flooring, and North Platte will have a sidelines inbound with 20 seconds left to go before halftime, trailing 33-2. Peyton Jones will get behind half court and now step up in front of Carlsbeck to Douglas on the left wing into almost a double team. Douglas spinning around, getting behind Hoffett and floats one. No, in and out. Fox gets the rebound. J.C. Fox up with it. No, in no good as Harper Flooring picks up rebound number 2. And with 1 second, the shot from Hoffett off the mark. And that is how this first half comes to an end. And unfortunately for North Platte High School, their worst half this season, as only scoring 2 points in this ball game, and really just looked so uncomfortable compared to Kearney and what they're doing offensively.
Yeah, Kearney's defense had them out of sorts the entire first half. They got North Platte to really speed up and make bad decisions. Dogs just need to slow down, take your time. But not much to say when there's only 2 points.
Yeah, and a lot, and again, we try to find the positives in a lot of things, but it's really tough to find the positives when a lot of the things that normally North Platte has that does so well to start this season, unfortunately, have fallen at the wayside. And we felt like these last couple of games maybe they were taking a corner, turning a corner when it comes to their turnovers and really protecting the basketball. But in this first game out of the moratorium, we can really tell that unfortunately that has fallen to the wayside. 20 turnovers in the first half is not what head coach Tyson Hammond and, more importantly, this team really wanted to have happen.
Yeah, you know, and really Monday and Tuesday, they didn't have the turnovers. They played really pretty clean basketball.
Yeah, that wasn't our complaints at the end of the game when if we talk about it.
So, 20 turnovers here in the first half. So, positive, there were only 8 turnovers in the second quarter versus
which is
12
good.
In the first.
Baby steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 10 shots attempted in a half a play and made one of them. So, you're shooting 10%.
And we talk about how important possessions are going to be with, how fast these two teams in general like to play, to have that kind of look to not only shoot 10%, but only have 10 total shots made in that first half. In general, it doesn't bode well for if you're a team trying to get off to a good start against a undefeated Kearney squad.
And, for Kearney, I think they started shooting better, but in general, they really have not been shooting the ball.
No.
You get them to shoot a three-pointer as their first shot, but then they get 1, 2, 3 offensive rebounds until they make a putback. So you're forcing them to shoot threes, and they haven't been great three-point shooters, but they're getting lots of offensive rebounds.
13 rebounds, and honestly, 10 of them are offensive rebounds if I had to really boil it down to.
When North Platte's only shot 10 shots and made one, they've only got 9 misses. So,
if you're getting out offensive rebounded more than you are shooting shots, that's a recipe for disaster. And again, I hate to say the game of basketball is easy, but when it comes to what are the easiest ways to have a game get out of control quickly, turnovers and allowing easy offensive rebounds for second chance points are really the first two you would circle as things you should not be doing or having done against you in a game.
North Platte missed 9 shots in the first half, had 3 offensive rebounds. So that's only 6 defensive rebounds for Kearney. So they've got 7 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
And I think they've all by the end ended up in points.
At the end of the possession, they've all accrued somehow a point in that contest. So the good thing about things is you're going to have to discuss it over and maybe come out with a little bit of a rejuvenated energy. But after what had been a pretty strong Sydney Holiday shootout, to have this kind of be the tempo that is being set early on here in this game against Kearney, not what you want to see. Currently, North Platte trailing 33-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. We're going to step aside, take a break. We come back, some more second half highlights and conversations. We come back on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Leaves start falling and the temps start dropping. Do your windows keep the cold out or let it in? From foggy panes and drafts to cracked or outdated glass, Larry's Glass can help you cozy up your home before winter hits. Repairs, replacements, even custom storm windows. Call Larry's Glass in North Platte today and stay warm, safe, and energy smart all season long. Larry's Glass, 211 West 5th, where quality meets clarity.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-an-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Hey, if you're hearing this, then this message is for you. Mid-Plains Community College offers academic programs that can help you achieve your career goals. Whether you're looking at switching careers or improving your skills to earn that promotion, your local community college can help you get there. Registration for the spring semester is underway with classes beginning January 12th. Your career starts here. Transform your future at Mid-Plains Community College.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Kearney and this game between Kearney High School and the Bearcats as they take on North Platte High School and the Bulldogs. Here at halftime, 33-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. It's not been a pretty half, and really, honestly, it's not even like the teams offensively, when you think about it, a shooting metric, that they're shooting themselves out of this game. They just haven't had any offensive possessions due to the costly turnovers. 20 in the first half, and that is actually where we sit right now, where North Platte High girls basketball trails 33-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard.
Yeah, 20 turnovers. I mean, that's 20 chances to take a shot that you gave up. I mean, you turned down 20 shot attempts by turning the ball over.
And Kearney's not beating the brakes off of you with elite shooting numbers, because you feel like this should be even more of a blowout with how many opportunities they've had to score the bucket, but Kearney themselves are not really doing a good job of putting the ball in the hoop when they've gotten a chance.
No, I think Gardner, she ended up hitting 2 threes, but she must have missed her first 5 or 6.
She only hit 1 3 so far. So far in this game, Kearney has only hit 3 threes. All of those coming in the second quarter. Gardner has shot prior to that first make 5 threes, so she went 0 for 5 to start the quarter. Kearney is only shooting 21% on the season from beyond the arc, so it's not like this team is really having an elite performance this season from beyond the arc. And again, I love that North Platte is allowing them to shoot because they're not a consistent shooter. So again, the metrics are all there to be like, okay, this should be a favorable matchup. You know they're not going to shoot well. You'll take your chances of them shooting beyond the arc. They're not hitting any of them. No. It's just that they're getting these easy, and I think that's the problem. It's the easy offensive rebounds. Now, granted, they are running a zone, so it is tougher to box out or find a body to box out when you are in a zone defense. But with the rate at which Kearney is just easily grabbing these boards is a little more frightening than the zone defense not being able to find somebody to guard when a shot is up.
Rebounding is effort, and I would just say girls ratchet up the effort. I don't care if you foul out on every rebounding. Foul on every rebound if you have to. But
you got to assert. You just got to let them know that they're not going to easily get in there.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, they're running into the paint like you are. Like they're just going to get that rebound either which way. And yes, the foul calls haven't gone your way so far in this game. Definitely, if I remember correctly, it's 9-1, 9-2 in favor of Kearney when it comes to the total fouls against. But at some point, you got to stop letting just the easy things get by you.
You're not getting a free run to the basket. You're going to get a body on. You're going to get blocked out. But yeah, the offensive rebounds have been coming too easy. So ratchet up the effort, ladies. You know, play with some pride. Let's see what happens.
Again, it's the game of basketball. Anything can happen. I've seen some crazier things happen in my lifetime. So let's go through some game stats. Currently, unfortunately for North Platte, there's only one bucket in today's game. So we'll start with Kearney. Hallie Gardner, again, who's averaging 17 points, currently has 9. She's only hit 1 3 in this game. 5 points for Harper Flooring. She also hit a 3 in the second quarter. Let's see here. 6 for Sophie Glant, 5 for Augusta Gantz, who has 3 rebounds. Ellie Larson has no points, 4 rebounds. Kennedy Lee has 1 point, going, of course, with that and 1, as he's making 3 points with the and 1. Corey Hoffert, 2 points, and Addie Snyder with 2 points, and McKenna Hazard with 3 points off of her 3 in today's game so far.
Josie Douglas is the leading and only scorer for the Dogs.
Was that now? The question is, if you know off the top of your head when she got that last point. Was it about midway through the first quarter? I think.
Yeah, it was in the first quarter, but yeah, probably about midway. It was kind of a little scoop running layup shot. Dogs are 0 for 6 from the three-point line and 1 for 3 inside the three-point line. Attempted no free throws. Peyton Jones has 4 rebounds. Noah Worrell has 4 rebounds. Two rebounds apiece for J.C. Fox, Josie Douglas.
They did have 2 free throws. Peyton Jones went 0 for 2.
Oh, yeah, she did. She did. I see him. Yeah, she did. They're right. I have them marked down. I just didn't see them.
But really, when it comes to what this team needs to do in the third quarter, I really think it needs to start in terms of just running your offense. I get it. Right now, it's been a struggle to get things set up, but you got to keep going to it. These early threes in the shot clock are not going to help when Kearney is running the exact same zone, even if it's a little more up front in your face with the zone. They're still running a zone defense, and they're wanting you to shoot that 3. So what's the best way to beat the zone?
Right
Just
there.
like that, easy pass down low to Josie Douglas for 2 points. And Jeff Smeltzer, it speaks itself into existence of what the Dogs need to do, and that's just passing around the perimeter to find an open member down low in the paint.
Okay, Dogs come out in a press again, and Bearcats break it easily.
Now playing a little more aggressive when it comes to their zone defense, playing more up in the faces as Libby Province in the lane. Her shot is no good, and a foul, very quick foul. Going to go, I think, against Ava Franzen. I mean, barely any real contact, and she gets dinged with her first foul to start. Actually, that's Peyton Jones's first foul to start this third quarter, 33-4. Province on the right wing, guarded one-on-one by Peyton Jones. Now passes to the perimeter. Shot on the way from Addie Snyder. And Addie Snyder answers back with a 3. She has 5 points, and that's how Kearney starts off its first offensive possession with a 3. Douglas putting her head down. Douglas' shot is no good, and a foul will finally be drawn in North Platte's favor, as I believe that foul will go against Addie Snyder. That's number 2 for Snyder today. And Josie Douglas will be the second Dog member today to go to the free throw line. For a team that normally averages around 10 free throws a game, only getting to the free throw line for the second time, not the greatest. I might be even underselling them on their free throws. Have not looked at their stats since the start of the season, as Douglas goes 0 for 1, but nails the second. 1 for 2. Dogs with that full court press. Gardner to the far side, now Province, back to Gardner. Gardner driving up the court, stops, swings it over to Province at the logo. Now over to Steiner on the left wing. She bounce passes to Glant. Into the paint to Gans. Gans up and under, no good. Off some fingertips, and you couldn't ask for a weirder way for that ball to fall into Augusta Gans' arms. And Kearney gets the offensive rebound.
Dogs were aggressive. They crashed the boards. It just went off the fingertips.
Of three different girls, but this time it falls luckily into the hands of Peyton Jones after the third tip again. And here comes North Platte the other way. Jones to Douglas. Douglas, she'll fire up a contested three. Oh, no good. Oh, that's going to be out of bounds off the fingertips of Livy Providence. She got there in time, tried to save it, but she slung it out of bounds instead, and North Platte will inbound. A fresh 5-man rotation for Kearney with 6:26 left to go. I mean, I want to talk about something you rarely see early on. Drew Danielson, coach for the Bearcats in his second season. A fresh 5 on the court here for Kearney.
Line change.
Yeah, really. As Burke here on the right wing. Jab steps, passes to Jones in the corner. Jones tried to get it to Franzen, but in some trouble. Trapped in the corner. Tried to bounce it off the foot there
timeout
of McKenna Hazard, and head coach Tyson Hammond will take a timeout.
Well, I'd stay out of the baseline corner. It looks like they're inviting you to do that, then they're going to come over and trap you. So avoid that potential turnover. Just stay out of that corner.
And this is, as we talked about, they may not have true height, but this is a very long, lanky type of Kearney team, so they want you to kind of get trapped in corners where that length side to side is going to cause the most problems. And we saw right there it doing the thing, because that's not even with someone like Ellie Larson, who is the tallest member on the court, being in the vicinity to cause that disruption.
Yeah, you know, 3 ways to beat the zone is, one is through penetration through driving. The other is, get inside touches, inside out, or rotation,
cross-court cross-court
whether
passes.
It's a cross-court skip pass or quickly rotated, just make sure that you get the defense to move their feet.
And that's been some of the issues we've seen from North Platte is when their passes, while they know where they need to go, have not been quick and crisp. They've been pretty, I hate to say lackadaisical, but sometimes been pretty lazy with their passes. We've seen a lot of that today where their passes have been a little lazy as that pass somehow makes it to Peyton Jones in the paint. Through 2 defenders to Ava Franzen for 3. Off the iron, no good. And that's Hallie Gardner getting the rebound. Actually, correction, that's Kennedy Lee getting the rebound as Gardner is checked out. It's 36-5. On our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Bounce pass to Larson. Larson in the paint now to Hoffett, no good. Somehow gets to the hand of Kalsbeck. Back pass to Hoffett. And stolen away by J.C. Burke. She intercepts the pass. And now North Platte comes the other way with 5:33 left to go. Douglas swings to the near side. Burke will fire a quick 3. No, but rebounded by Miss Corey Hoffett. Hoffert up the pass now to Larson. Larson into the paint. Wide open, easy bucket for Corey Hoffett.
Yeah, good find that time. That was a nice pass by the Bearcats.
As Norrell Worrell as well as J.C. Fox will go to the scores table and check in for the Bulldogs. 38-5 now on our State Farm agent. Bobby Hull scoreboard. Wide open member down low is Peyton Jones. And Miss Hayden Urban throws it over the head of Jones on the baseline. A turnover for North Platte. It feels like we've talked about it with the boys team. They sometimes are just like a second too short in terms of finding and identifying the open member, and it's costed them a couple of turnovers. We've seen that a lot today where they're just a half step too short on identifying who is open, and by the time they notice it, the play's in trouble. Yeah. Hoffert will fire straight away 3, no good. Jones fights for the rebound, and Peyton Jones keeps it alive into the hands of Josie Douglas. Good effort from Jones to keep the ball alive.
Yeah, you got to love to see that effort.
As Adelie Terry now looks to check in for the Dogs. Bounce pass to Jones. Thought about getting into the paint to Fox, but now Jones in trouble, turns the ball over. Ellie Larson there to steal it. Jones was getting beaten and banged in the corner as driving into the paint. No good from Kennedy Lee. Larson again somehow picks up the miss for a 3. That's good from McKenna Hazard. And she has 6 points. It's 41 now to 5 with 4:13 left to go in this third quarter. Jones driving into the corner again, hands it off to Burke. Burke picking her dribble up, tried to initiate a pass into the paint, fires to Fox. She'll pull up for 3. No, Worrell. I was going to say, Worrell gets the rebound, and a foul is called down low against Kennedy Lee. But no foul call on a collision between J.C. Fox on the perimeter, as Adelie Terry will check in, as well as Harper Flooring, as J.C. Burke checks out. Josie Douglas on the baseline now with the basketball inbounds. Looking, surveying the defense. Trying to find somebody. Throwing it all the way out to Peyton Jones on the perimeter. Jones now one-on-one guarded by Hazard. Oh, man, she was left wide open for three. Oh, can't make the bucket fall as fighting for it is J.C. Fox. Yes, Fox gets a good call as it bounced off of McKenna Howard. Howard completely turned her back on Peyton Jones, unfortunately thinking that somebody was there to help. But Jones missed the three, so couldn't punish the Bearcats. All the way out, that ball goes to the logo for Peyton Jones. Jones to the far side to Norrell Whirl. Whirl looking, hands it off to Terry. Terry into the lane, lost the ball, throws it to Douglas. Douglas stepping back against Servant. Quick pass to Jones. Jones throwing it up for Norrell Whirl. Oh, somehow it falls into the hands of Josie Douglas. And another bucket for North Platte. That is their 7th point. It's 41-7 now on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Hazard in a double team. Swings it, and around the perimeter we go once again. Bounce pass. Hoffett. Three on the way for Flooring. In and out. Somehow he gets picked up underneath the basket by Kennedy Lee. Gets her 2nd rebound and draws the foul. And with 3:12, Norrell Whirl picks up her 2nd foul. And Kennedy Lee will go to the free, actually, it's going to be Corey Hoffert gets the rebound. She will go to the free throw line. As Hoffert's first free throw is up and in. Makes her first one today. As there is Kennedy Lee checking back in.
Josie Douglas was almost to her own free throw line, and nobody knew she was there. I would have just stayed there. Now she's up to the three-point line.
She misses that shot, does Hoffert, and rebounded by Worrell, and Peyton Jones will throw it back to Josie Douglas, and North Platte will slowly get set up in the half court. Douglas hands the ball off to Adelie Terry. Around the perimeter, she sprints. Tries to get it in the corner. Somehow Norrell Whirl picks it up. Whirl keeps it alive. Whirl into the paint. She falls, and it's off the hands of Corey Hoffert. Dogs trying to play with some tempo to, again, break down this zone defense. And unfortunately, a couple of trips result in an inbounds now for the Dogs. As Douglas running out of time, throwing it all the way back to Peyton Jones. And Jones now throws it to Douglas here on the left wing. Douglas trying to avoid a double team, spins baseline. Douglas getting underneath the defense, misses the shot, and it's rebounded by Miss Ellie Larson for 7 rebounds today for Larson. They go to Larson in the paint. Back out. Hazard for 3. She's made 2 so far, no. Rebounded by Hoffert. A shot on the way from Flooring, and Harper Flooring now has 7 points. Again, you talk about the effort to get a rebound, and I watched small little Corey Hoffert rip into the lane and pull down another rebound. That is number 3 for Hoffert today. As Fox picks her dribble up and finds Adelie Terry. Cross-court pass to Jones. Jones cross-court it again to J.C. Fox, who then drives into the corner. Wide open, Josie Douglas 3, yes! Josie Douglas starting to heat up a little bit in this second half. 44-10 with 1:54 left to go in this ball game. As Hoffert, swing pass almost stolen by Adelie Terry. That ball's in the open court. Oh, and they're going to say it's off Terry. But good effort from one Adelie Terry to almost rip that ball away from McKenna Hazard. Hazard now with it. Goes to the far side and surveys what the defense gives. Peyton Jones with an easy steal. One-on-one. Peyton Jones up for the layup. No, she misses it. And it's going to be rebounded by Harper Flooring. And Flooring now 1-on-2 to Hazard. No, her shot's no good. Ball's on the floor. Dogs and Bearcats fighting for it.
Good hustle.
And that's a jump ball. But you want to talk about the antithesis of how this game is going. A missed open court layup from Peyton Jones, as Miss Jones will check out for the first time today. And I think that's also the antithesis of the problem, as Peyton Jones getting her first time on the bench here today. Hazard on the baseline, gets right past her defender to Ellie Larson, into the corner. Hoffert for 3. Whoa, airballs it. But one McKenna Hazard box out Josie Douglas and collects the rebound. Into the paint. They throw it back out to Lee. Swing pass to Hazard for 3. No good. Ball's in the open. And J.C. Burke able to collect the rebound. 44-10 with 59 seconds left to go. in this third quarter. Deep, Josie Douglas, three, another one. That is now back-to-back three-pointers for Josie Douglas. Jeff Smeltzer, has she scored every single North Platte point today?
She has.
I was going to say,
she's scored every single North Platte point today.
She is having herself a really, really good performance, and for somebody who has struggled this year offensively to get into a rhythm.
Oh, no foul
Nora,
on that?
Well, I was going to say.
She was holding Nora, so
She
good,
can't
good
go
deflection.
and get it,
Yeah.
but it's going to fall off in Oral World. But we talked about how Josie Douglas has not had the best shooting season to start so far, having herself kind of a comeback game with 13 points, wide open shot for Hazard. Makes the Dogs pay. I mean, she was wide open. Douglas was there and backed out a little bit, thinking somebody was going to help close out on McKenna Hazard. Unfortunately, nobody was, and it's 47-13 now as Adelaide Terry gets the handoff from Douglas. Terry explodes into the lane. Terry's shot is no good. Ball's in the open court. Kennedy Lee is the one who comes down with it. Lee one-on-one, passes. Down they go to Ellie Larson. Back out to Hazard with 3 seconds. Hazard from the left elbow. And McKenna Hazard now has 11 points. And that's how time will expire here in this third quarter. North Platte High School trailing now 49-13 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. When you thought it was maybe getting a little better for North Platte, Kearney just has the response off of some quick pace of play. And again, off a rebound.
Well, I say now Dogs are doing some things better, but now Kearney is doing things better. Now they're hitting.
Now their shots are hitting.
Shots.
Yep.
Only scored 16 points 16 points that quarter, but the threes were falling for them, which they hadn't been before. I don't know. I'm really impressed with the Bearcats' ball movement. Very unselfish.
As we talked to some North Platte fans walking
Ryan
through.
Hayes.
Yeah, I was just saying, Mr. Hayes walking on by.
Things are looking up.
It's really the small things. Yes, even though Kearney is not shooting the ball particularly well in this ball game, that doesn't mean you should slack off on or back off on an open three-point shooter, because they have not hesitated to shoot those threes when given an opportunity to do so.
Yep, and still too many offensive rebounds.
I don't even know if we want to get into the rebounds. We'll get to it at the end of this game, but I'll let you know it's not looking good.
Some, but
it's still not to the point that you would deem acceptable. If you are a coach, there are certain target numbers that you want to try to aim for every game, and so far the target numbers are just not being hit by North Platte on either side, as it's 49-13 to start quarter number 4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann in the Fortified Group. Check out Kevin McGann in the Fortified Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. And now Josie Douglas is the one that can't stop missing. That was a very contested shot. Easy bounce pass down low. That's missed by Addie Snyder. Good North Platte defense. Also, thank you to our other Sports Zone sponsors today for supporting our coverage. Justin Thompson Agency with American Family Insurance. The ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves on top-notch customer service. No matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Great fee or great look from Peyton Jones, intended for Hayden Irvin, but just a little too much mustard goes right past her out of bounds.
No, she found her on time. It's just a little bit ahead of her.
As now here comes Libby Province up the court. They find the ball to Gantz. Cross court to Gardner. Into the paint they go to Gant. Outside. Another look for Province as she thought about the three, but now it's Addie Snyder for three from the right wing. No good. Fought for. That's rebounded by Sophie Glantz, but stripped away, and here comes Josie Douglas now up the court. Guarded one-on-one by Addie Snyder, and Snyder picks up her third foul individually for Kearney. That's the first team foul with 6:53 left to go. 49-15 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. That's now with the basketball. Franzen hands ball off to Douglas. She'll pull up for a very deep three. Short off the front iron and easily rebounded by Augusta Gans. That is her 5th rebound today. Into the paint they go to Gardner. Somehow that ball is still alive. And it goes out of bounds. Last cut touched by a Bearcat. I mean, that fell off of 8 different hands.
Looked like the ball was overthrown, but the second Bearcat was right there to gather it in. And sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Yep, as here comes Miss Peyton Jones up the court, looking for her first points today. Burke Far side perimeter, serving what the defense has. She'll jab step and drive into the paint. Shots up from Burke, no good. Tipped away. Peyton Jones collects the miss. Down low to Douglas in the paint. Douglas trying to put some moves on. Swings it back out to Irvin. Irvin back to Douglas. One-on-one by Gans. Now to Burke, top of the three-point line. Picks her dribble up, fires it again to Hayden Irvin. Irvin, Douglas, 16 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for North Platte. Burke gets a screen from Franzen, tipped away. Burke's able to recollect, pivot around, and now finds Peyton Jones with 7 on the shot clock. 6 seconds. Peyton Jones running out of time. Spins on Gardner. In some trouble. Douglas is blocked away by Augusta Gans. I love the ball movement North Platte had, but they just had no sense of urgency to really get it anywhere outside of the perimeter.
Good ball movement, just weren't really aware of the clock until with about 3 seconds left.
5:39 left to go. 49-15 as Libby Province now up the court. Guarded one-on-one by Peyton Jones as she crosses half court. Sets the offense up. Dogs still going with that zone defense. Gardner gets a screen. Hallie Gardner from the left elbow. It's way short. Oh, but somehow Addie Snyder is able to find that ball. 3 on the way for Libby Province, though, is no good. And it's rebounded by Hayden Irvin. Almost looking a little scary in terms of that offensive rebound, leading to another point, but the Dogs this time collected the miss, and here they come offensively. Burke down low to Franzen, way overshoots, and Augusta Gans collects the ball at the turnover. Up the court they go, wide open. Libby Province cherry picking, no good. Somehow Sophie Glant gets the ball before she throws it out of bounds. A turnover, another offensive rebound. As J.C. Fox will check in for Josie Douglas as Douglas now heads to the bench for the first time in this fourth quarter. 49-15. As Peyton Jones up the court, one-on-one, guarded by Gardner to Fox. Fox almost stripped away by Libby Province, but muscles her way back the ball. Burke jab stepping, driving on Gans, and then here comes another fresh 5-man rotation for Kearney. Fox to Jones, tipped away. Jones, can she get control of the ball? No, it's in the open court. J.C. Fox is able to collect. Now throwing it up with 10 seconds to Burke. Stripped away again. Here comes Hallie Gardner. Gardner wide open to the basket. Lays it up and in. She has 11 points. And here comes Nora Worrell checking in for the Dogs. 51-15 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Jones, one-on-one by Harper, pushes her away just a smidge. Now throws a really bullet pass over to Burke. Burke, back to Jones on the far side. Quick short pass to Franzen. Franzen pivoting, guarded one-on-one by Glant to Irvin. Irvin picking her dribble up to Peyton Jones, deep 3. Yes! Man, Peyton Jones has probably the deepest range out of all the Bulldogs when she can hit a shot. Well, that's her first points today.
And still a good-looking stroke from way out there.
I know.
A good-looking shot.
As how about a 3 from Gardner? Can she answer back? No. Somehow rebounded by Libby Province. Her shot is up, no good. Dogs trying to fight for a rebound, and Hayden Irvin saves it and gets it to Ava Franzen before Libby Province tips it out of bounds, and here comes the substitutions. Adelie Terry, Nora Worrell, and it looks like Josie Douglas will check back in. And for the full-man rotation for Kearney, Ellie Larson, as well as Kennedy Lee, Corey Hoffert. I believe also Molly Carlsbeck and McKenna Hazard all check in for the Bearcats with 3:23 left to go in this fourth quarter. Douglas, bounce pass to Fox. Now she picks her dribble up and fires to Jones at around the logo. Peyton Jones into the corner to Nora Worrell. Worrell back to Adelie Terry. Now to Douglas. Now into the corner to Peyton Jones. She lost her balance. Gets it down low to Nora Worrell. Good feed. Worrell's floater. Wow, takes some bad bounces. But that was a good offensive possession for the Dogs.
Yeah, great possession that time. That's a really good look on that possession.
Passing leading to an opening down low, one-on-one for Nora Worrell. Just a couple of unlucky bounces. As there's a steal for Adelie Terry. As Terry up the court, one-on-one. Terry hop steps. Terry shot is up. No, it's off the back iron. Worrell tries to get the rebound, but it bounces off of her foot. 2-on-1 fast break for Kearney. Bounce pass down low. That is almost stolen away by J.C. Fox as she got her hand in the passing lane.
Yep, good hustle, J.C. to get in the passing lane.
Harper Flooring was the intended target. Good defensive steal from Adelie Terry, but unfortunately for Miss Nora Worrell, it bounces off of her foot into the open court. As now here comes Kearney. Swing pass to Carlsbeck. Now Hoffert Back over to Hazard. She thought about the three, but drives right past Adelie Terry for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Nora Whirl. And here comes North Platte, 51-18 the lead. With 2:16 left to go. Oh, bullet pass down low to Whirl. She's able to collect it. Now to Terry. Terry with some energy throws a shot, trying to get a foul call, and unfortunately will not
get what
she was looking for. Yeah, she had some contact initiated between her as well as Molly Kalsbeck, but it goes out of bounds as now here comes Kearney. Ellie Larson. She hands the ball back off behind her to Flooring. Flooring to Hazard. Hazard now bounce passes it down low to Hoffert. Hoffert back to Larson. Into the corner. Wide open, driving in is Flooring from 16. It's in. And there's some good passing from Kearney's side. Harper Flooring now has 9 points in today's game. Third on the team for the Bearcats as Terry hop-stepping, throws to Douglas. Now Jones. She'll fire up another beautiful three. When she gets in rhythm, Peyton Jones can be just as deadly from beyond the arc. And that is her 6th point today. It's 53-21 with 1:23 left to go. Far side. Flooring. Bounce pass to Larson from 8 feet away. No, but a foul's going to be called, I believe, against Nora Whirl. And it's one of those things where you just feel like it's a little too late for some of this run the Dogs are going on. I love that I'm seeing this run happen so late in the game because you can still feel like they're playing for something. But it makes you sometimes sit there and just be like, gosh darn it, where was this in the first half when you really needed it the most?
Winning this fourth quarter, 8-5.
As it's 8-6 now following the 2 free throws from Ellie Larson. Makes it 55-21. But again, probably, as we said, it's not a high bar to talk about this being the best quarter the Dogs have played today. But a lot of the things that they've done so well in this quarter are very encouraging with their ball movement. Cross-court pass now to a deep Peyton Jones three. Oh, man. That's 9 points now for Peyton Jones. She is on fire from beyond the arc. And I'm not even talking like the short-range three. We're talking very far away three-pointers.
WNBA, NBA range.
No kidding. As here come the Bearcats now. Hazard jab stepping, passes it down low. Oh, Hoffert lost the basketball, and here comes North Platte. Can they find another shot? With the shot clock turned off and 29 seconds left to go before the end of this ball game. Adelie Terry trying not to get trapped in a corner. Oh, I say that, and then a foul is going to be committed by the Bearcats, I think by Corey Hoffert. And now on the baseline, Josie Douglas will go. 20.9 seconds left to go before the end of this basketball game draws upon us. Douglas all the way out to Jones. Jones lost the ball for a second. Now with 18 seconds, Peyton Jones up the court. 15. Pass to Douglas on the left wing. Douglas with 11 seconds into a double team. To Adelie Terry. To Peyton Jones. Jones, 6 seconds. Trapped in a corner. Cross course to Douglas. Douglas, deep three, sets up. Off the mark. And that is how this basketball game will come to an end. Unfortunately for North Platte High School and the girls, not their greatest performance as they got down early 33-2 going into halftime and fall to Kearney and the Bearcats 55-24. Much better second half, though, that is for sure. They definitely played a much more focused second half, but it's one of those things where it came just a little too late in the basketball game when, unfortunately, it just seemed like Kearney's lead was too insurmountable for the Dogs to overcome.
It was, and only 5 turnovers there in the second half, but the 20
it went
in the
down
first
to
half,
go down every single. I assume it went down every single quarter after the first. Okay.
But again, got themselves in a pickle,
when you're trailing by 31 points at halftime and have only scored 2 points.
Only scored 2 points in the first half.
It's a pretty big pickle.
It was a final score. Did we have
55-20? We had 24.
24.
55-24.
So it scored 22 points there in the second half. So only 2 people scored for the Bulldogs.
Josie Douglas as well as Peyton Jones, and Jones had
15 for Douglas and 9
for Jones.
For Jones,
So it feels like we are so close to in terms of it. if we continue to put up, 22 points in the first half, 22 points in the second half, you would feel a little bit better, and that's kind of the thing. We've talked about it last year with the boys team. We talked about it not as frequently this year, but it's just that one bad quarter or one bad half that really costs North Platte the basketball game. Because if you put up 22 points in the first half, 22 in the second half, now look where you're at. It's a 55-44 game. That's an 11-point lead. That's a doable margin in terms of, you're still in that game. Kearney cannot be playing as, I'd say carelessly, but, maybe might not be making those same shots they did in the first half compared to here in the second half.
Yeah, and some things got corrected, in the second half. You shot better, protected the ball a little better. Some things did not change. Too many offensive rebounds for Kearney. That resulted into points. But something to build on. This game's over. You're not going to play Kearney again. Move on to...
Yes, and I think that's the crucial thing that with the young team is always difficult. A game like this where it got so, far out of hand so quickly, you're kind of sitting there and just being like, all right, got to really burn the tape and move on to the next game. Don't let this one dwindle or linger because, again, as we said, it doesn't really get much easier from here on out for this North Platte squad. Upcoming after this Kearney game.
Do they have that?
Hastings. And that's always, that team historically has always been a tough team. Holdridge, who's really strong. Then you got Kearney Catholic next Saturday. So that's 3 games that you're playing next week. Lexington, who, while being, of course, historically a favorable matchup for North Platte, has been an improved squad as of late this year in particular. Bennington Northwest, McCook, York. And of course, then the tournament up in Scotts Bluff, and you end with Crete, Scotts Bluff, Gering, Sydney again at Sydney Tendon.
So this is
a tough stretch. To undersell, we're not trying to undersell it, but this is very tough stretch for North Platte High School going into the final half of this year.
Yeah, Lexington girls really have gotten better.
I think that whole program as a whole for girls and boys are not the same as they were 3 years ago when it felt like a guaranteed circle victory for North Platte. But again, you got to really, while I don't want us to dwindle and really seep into this game for the team, you do have to really take the negatives from this and make sure that it doesn't happen going forward. And it all starts with the turnovers, honestly. I think even if they cut, the offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities hurt a lot. But if you cut down on the 21st half turnovers to just even 10 and made, the same amount of shots maybe you did in the second half from those 10 turnovers you could have had possessions with.
Yeah, you cut that down to 10. That's 10 more times you got the opportunity to get a shot off. So you take 10 shots, you make 3 or 4 of them, that's another 9, 10, maybe 11 points if some of them are threes,
It's really also just about the confidence at that point. You're at that point you're just not getting blown out as much and you feel like you have a better chance. And then maybe this game turns out a different direction where Kearney is playing with a little more angst and anxiety to be playing instead of, just throwing up open heaves or playing as loose as they were. So a lot of what ifs, but we got to put the game behind us as Dogs fall on the girls' side, 55-24. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll jump into our game stats and then get you all squared away for the boys' match here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Beauty of downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at thecedarroomne.com. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown North Platte.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? Oh, no way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, about Shelter's competitive renter's insurance rates.
Your family depends on you. That's why you work hard to make sure they have everything they need. With life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company, you'll feel good knowing you've taken steps to protect what matters most. Now's the time to plan ahead. Let's talk about protecting your loved one's financial future and finding peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve. For details, contact Justin, 534-2400, or stop by 501 South Dewey Street, just south of Little Caesars Pizza on the corner of E and Dewey.
American Family Insurance.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here to Kearney. It was a 55-24 victory for the Bearcats over the Lady Bulldogs. Joining me now, head coach Tyson Hammond on our La Casa del Rio's coaches interview. Coach, it's good to see you here in 2026. Wish it was a little bit of a better start to the 2026 year. A tough loss. But more importantly, I think a strong showing in the second half to at least show that the team still had some fight in them after ending the first half going down 33-2. Really take me through what you saw, more importantly, in that second half that you liked more than what you saw in the first half.
Well, we've got to have a certain mindset to be able to play and do things the right way. And we haven't played a team like that yet. They're a really good team, top 5 teams in the state. And in the things they do force you to be aggressive and strong. And we just didn't come out with the right mindset. It didn't have anything to do with want to or anything like that. We just weren't aggressive. And the speed that they moved at surprised us a little bit. We haven't seen it yet. We just played Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday we played, Morrill, Nebraska. They played well, but they're a Class D school. And they don't move the same way the Class A schools do. So for us to get in, it's good for us to get in that game because we have to learn that it's not about X's and O's. It's not about those things. It's about doing things aggressively, whether it's passing the ball, catching the ball, rebounding the ball. It's all about how aggressive you are going to get the ball. And we showed in our first about 4 possessions that we were not ready to do things at the right level, and we got to fix that.
And you saw just I think the thing that we've seen this season, this team is really adaptable. Sometimes it might take them a little bit to get to that adaptability stage, but when things really start to click for them, they really start to put some pain on some teams. We saw in that, specifically in that second half, in that fourth quarter, when they finally your team felt comfortable and felt that they were playing at the pace that Kearney was putting up to. You went toe for toe with that Kearney squad, put up a good amount of points. I think you put up in that last quarter 22 in the second half as a whole. So looked stronger. The team felt more, as you said, energized and more aggressive. And while holistically this tape you want to probably burn for the future, how important do you think maybe it is to see something like this really to start this second half of the semester where teams you're going to be seeing a lot more of play at this type of speed and this type of aggression?
And that's part of what we talked about at halftime and after the game. We play Class A basketball, and we've said it from the start. We're a young group. We don't have a lot of experience. And we've got a couple girls that haven't been in a game like that. No offense to the smaller schools that they transferred from, but they haven't played in games where they've seen stuff like that, so it's new to them. And that's what what we have to see, because if you don't see it, you don't know how to prepare for it. And as much as we tried the last 2 days to show them and tell them and talk to them about what they were going to see, until you've been in it, it's hard to believe. It's hard to actually know what you're going to see. So, like I said, win, lose, whatever it is, obviously it's more fun to learn when you win, but you can learn a lot from a loss like that too, because in the second half, when we did get more aggressive, when we did start doing things with more purpose, we were able to play. And I told them, I'm like, there's no reason why we can't play with these guys, but it's all mindset, and it's all pride in what you do, and it's all in the toughness with which you do things. And learning that is just part of the process.
And I think somebody who we would like to highlight, kind of be that spark of turning the aggression on, was Miss Josie Douglas, who has had a relatively, statistically, if you look at the numbers, not her best start to the season from a shooting perspective, but had a really good performance here today, 15 points leading the way for your team. And I feel like starting to get more comfortable with her shot on the perimeter, making some really big ones in the second half. And that's somebody who you feel like when their shot starts to fall, that's it's another dangerous feather you can put in your cap offensively.
Yeah, that's a lot of what we do offensively. Josie's going to be the one that kind of starts it, and her and Peyton and Nora Worrell offensively, they're our best 3 scorers, and we have to get points out of those 3. And when we don't, we're going to struggle. And that's just part of who we are. And we have other people that can help chip in, but those three have to lead the way. And in the first half, those three didn't lead the way very well from a aggressiveness point of view, because if those three are non-aggressive, the rest of our people kind of follow their lead. So we have to have them be aggressive and set a tone for us that allows us to play. And in the second half, we did a much better job of that. But again, that's part of, for those three, being in completely new roles. One's a freshman that's never been in a game like this. One transferred from a smaller school that's never been in a game like this. Josie hasn't had this role that she has this year. So learning those things is just a big part of it.
Of course, got some 3 tough matchups next week. It never stops. The grind never stops. Hastings, Holdridge, and Kearney Catholic on Saturday. You will get a couple of days to kind of sit and go through of what you need to do. So we talked a lot about it, but outside of that, what else do you think this team needs to get focused on over this weekend to get ready for those 3 tough games next week?
It's just getting ready to play. It's this time of year, the great part is you can't think about wins or losses for very long because you got another game coming. We got 3 games this week, 2 the following week, 3 the following week, 3 the following. Like that's
it never stops.
Right. We're going to play more than we're going to practice right now, which is a good thing. So it's right now it's not any magic pill. There's none of that stuff. It's just being more intentional about how you go about your business. It's understanding that this is what we're trying to do, but doing it with a poor angle or doing it with poor aggressiveness, doing it with poor intent is probably not going to get you anywhere. Like, everything's got to have a purpose to what you do. And if you're just floating and exercising, it's probably not going to be, you're not going to get a lot of great stuff out of it. So it's just continuing to build. We got great kids, and they're going to learn from it. Like I said, there's a lot of them that haven't been a part of that yet. So we're going to learn from it. We're going to get better from it, and we're just going to keep growing and keep building. And this game's something to learn from, but it's not going to be a defining point or anything like that in the season. It's going to be one that we look back at and say, hey, we learned something from it, and we're going to grow from it.
As I always say, as every coach says, what can you take away from something like this? Because as every coach says, you don't win a championship in December and January. That's not where it's won. These are just these moments that you can take along for the journey to get you to a championship, and it's all about how can you identify what happened here and grow from it. Coach, as always, thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
We always love seeing you out here. So can't wait to see you next week when you guys take on some 3 tough opponents in Hastings, Holdridge, and Kearney Catholic High School. So, Mr. Jeff Smeltzer, let's quickly jump into it. Let's just go right into it. Let's quickly jump through some of the scoring here and then jump into the boys basketball as they take on Kearney here before you know it. All right, 11 points for Hallie Gardner. She had 1 rebound. 11 points for McKenna Hazard. She had 3 threes in this game. 5 points for Augusta Gantz with 5 rebounds. 6 points for Sophie Glant with 3 rebounds. Harper Flooring has 9 points with 3 rebounds and also 1 3 to her name. 5 points for Corey Hofford. 3 for Kennedy Lee with 3 rebounds. Ellie Larson had 2 points, 8 rebounds, and no points for Libby Province in the 55-24 victory for Kearney and the girls. Now on to North Platte scoring offensively.
All right, 15 points for Josie Douglas. She had 15 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. 9 points for Peyton Jones. She had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Other notables, 7 rebounds for Noah Worrell. 2 rebounds, a steal for Ava Franson. 3 rebounds, a steal, and an assist for Hayden Irvin. And 2 rebounds, a steal, and 2 assists for Miss J.C. Fox.
Thank you, as always, for jumping into those scoring numbers. All right, let's talk about some boys basketball now, Mr. Jeff Smeltzer. Currently, North Platte High School on a 5-game losing streak after starting the year 2-1. Looked really, really hot, and then unfortunately had run into a just absolute chomper of a schedule after that. Columbus, who is, I think, a really underrated program at this stage in the season. Norfolk, who is always tough. Grand Island, who I think was a surprising opponent because that team last year, we personally, me and you, we talk a lot, did not feel they did really anything special. And with all the talent they lost, you thought that might have been a better game. And then you lost to Lincoln Pius, who is always a good school, even with the talent that you think they lose. They always find somebody. And then, of course, you had Fillmore Central. Close loss, but another one nonetheless, and that's now 5 straight losses for the boys.
Trudging through their 9-game road jaunt.
Which is that is just absolutely crazy to have.
So, the last time the Dogs were at home was December 4th. Next time they'll be at home January 16th.
I mean, that's just tough to put on a young, specifically a really young team that's trying to figure things out, is to say, hey, be on the road for, actually, I think it's been a month since the last time they've played at home in North Platte.
And most importantly, getting healthy. The flu bug hit them before Christmas break in Grand Island. There was 3-4 guys suffering from the flu. 3 of them played. One of them, Sam Euling, couldn't make the Grand Island game. He was under the weather. And then the Sydney trip, Jonathan Rinke, the warrior that he is, played against Lincoln Pius, just was not himself, and then did not play against Fillmore Central.
Yep, and won't be, as we know, if you haven't heard, will not be playing also tonight. He's currently in Omaha right now at a hospital. Felt some numbness in his legs and his joints, and was taken to that hospital yesterday. So we can update at least that he is pretty honestly back to his very happy, cheerful self. If you see Jonathan,
good spirits, he still has some treatment ahead of him. His goal is to be back before the end of the year, and if anybody can do it, it's Jonathan.
Yep.
Great kid, hard worker, and Dogs need to find a way to replace him. You know, that's
tough.
He leads the Dogs in about every category, 19 points a game, 9 rebounds.
And according to somebody prior to this stint of when he got sick, he was leading all of Class A in points per game.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, it's tough to say, to ask of somebody to replace 20-plus points scoring. But, you know, something like this is sometimes almost like a spark or come-together type of moment. We've seen it so many times throughout sports. Something, you know, really tragic or something that is very unfortunate happens, and instead of really creating a divide or really making things worse for a team or a program, you really see them all come together and find a lot about themselves, and that's what you're hopefully kind of expecting with North Platte, not only a next man up mentality, but also kind of like a coming together moment to be like, it may be a tough road, but we all gotta piece it together individually as a team rather than as a single person.
Rally the troops, focus, you know, play as one. We'll see. They did some good things out in Sydney. Super effort out there. Faced a Fillmore Central team that shot 52% behind the arc. It just couldn't match three-pointers with them. Lincoln Pius was big and athletic and could also shoot. And
like every single Lincoln Pius team we've ever talked about for the past almost 4 years with me and you. But again, to highlight that Fillmore Central game, you look at that box score and think to yourself, another big blowout loss. But really, that just doesn't tell the story of how that game really went. Because yes, I mean it's you know a double-edged sword of being like, well, they're not going to hit 52% from beyond the arc every single night. But in totality, if they're hitting close to the at least minimum average of 35, 36, that game is much closer than what it seemed like in the grand total of it.
Yeah, Fillmore Central jumped out to an early lead right from the jump. Then North Platte kind of played even with them, and then they went on a heater again in the third quarter and hit 3 or 4 threes in a row. And North Platte had some empty possessions and found themselves in a hole again.
Yeah, and now they face a Kearney Bearcats squad right now sitting at 6-4 on the season. They're not the flashy. When you look at how they started this season, we had many talks where we're like, this Kearney team does not seem like the Kearney team of old. You know, of course, with those monstrosities that they had of Jacob Weber and Anderson and all those Ben Johnson. The list of Bertrand, just go down the list of people they had. But this is still a team that is very scary, very athletic, and they themselves now are on a 4-game winning streak. Granted, it's against teams like Lincoln Northeast, Omaha Bryan, but they have played some Wyoming and South Dakota teams. They played Thunder Basin on the 18th. They lost to Thunder Basin. That's a team, if I remember correctly, Ogallala beats when they played in their little short tournament. They also played against East and the Thunderbirds out of Cheyenne. They've also played against a team out of Pine Ridge, which is St. Thomas More and the Cavaliers. And in those games, they've won their last 4. So this Kearney team went from being where North Platte is at 2-4 to now being 6-4, and really starting to piece it all together here at this part of the season.
Yeah, a much different looking Kearney team from last year. Last year's Kearney team, very experienced, 7 or 8 seniors. and height.
Oh, gosh, they
this
had
year
so much height.
Don't have as much height, have some height, but they're quick and they're good shooters. Very quick.
good,
And
yes.
they're going to get out and run on you. And I thought that was Kearney's downfall last year. They weren't as athletic as some of those Lincoln teams that they had to play, and I think that's who knocked them out of the
Metro School picked them off. But, and again, this is, if you want to talk about a style that North Platte can really match up well, it's these fast-paced, up and down the court style of offenses that North Platte theoretically should have a better time with. The problem is we saw against Columbus that even if it is a fast-paced game, if they have a big that kind of moves well and runs well, things start to get a little bit more difficult. Cole Larson being one of those guys sitting at 6'5", very mobile, can run the floor very, very well. And with a guy like Jonathan Reinke, who is not there, being the best kind of stretch to guard somebody like that,
so
it's going to be kind of tough.
Now North Platte gets way smaller. No matter who you replace Jonathan with, it's going to be, a smaller person. Just like we talked about in the girls, the keys to the guys, don't turn the ball over and make you get a body on them, and don't let them get a lot of offensive rebounds.
Yes, that's a big thing as I think we're getting ready.
We're doing the anthem again?
Yep, the national anthem for a second time is about to get underway here from the Bearcat Arena. With that, we'll step aside, take a break, and come back to some boys basketball action here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carryout or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
Looking for a trusted insurance provider with years of experience? Fortify Group is the solution you need. For over 3 decades, we've been serving local farm and ranch customers. But did you know we also provide home, auto, and commercial coverage? As an independent agency, we work with multiple carriers to find you the personalized options and level of protection you need. There's more info at fortifygroup.net, or stop by and visit with me, Kevin McGann, in our new location at 621 South Dewey in North Platte. And as always, rely on Fortify.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. Quick Stop.
Welcome back here to Kearney. It is time for some boys basketball action. Jeff Smeltzer, it's time for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte. Double Dips Ice Creamery offers 24 plus different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. They also offer cones and waffle cones. I don't think Lori's got a waffle bone for you specifically. As we'll get to North Platte's starting lineup, it's Jeff Smeltzer, basically the same that we've seen all season, with one new addition, of course, being Caleb Odell. So that means Logan Hayes, of course, gets to start alongside Sam Euling, Jake Kincaid, Jarrett Smeltzer, the point guard, and then Caleb Odell will be taking over for Jonathan Reinke. So as expected, they are going to be a little bit smaller in their starting lineups, but they do, with somebody like Caleb Odell being in the basketball game as a starter now, that's somebody Kearney's going to always have to keep an eye out, because he is by far and away North Platte's best three-point shooter. He is, and streaky at times, but I imagine he's shooting over 35% from the three-point line. Which is still crazy to think, even with how streaky he can be sometimes. Yep. So for him to be shooting 35 at that volume is great. He's always got the green light, so he's always got the green light to shoot that three. But who's going to be the eighth man for the Dogs? That's a great question. Harper Whitney and Reed O'Brien will be coming in off the bench. Now, who's that eighth person to come in? Most certainly probably will be, I think, Talon Outerkirk, who's going to be that guy. We've seen him a couple of times in some small moments be in for North Platte, so I wouldn't be shocked if he's the eighth man. But particularly the bench in this game is much bigger, so we might potentially go even deeper than, the 8s that we always see, which is always good to see because this JV squad has a couple of exciting names on it that, at some point I would love to see get some playing action.
Yeah, it's going to be Talon Outerkirk or Brecken Corco. They both got some minutes out in Sydney and did some good things, so I look for them to do good things again. Kearney's going to work you to death, and you're going to have some good production off the bench.
And I think that's unfortunately the tough thing, because the reason we loved Caleb Odell coming off the bench was he was that instant grease lightning fire off the bench to provide at least something for an enemy team or an opponent to always have to keep an eye on. So now, of course, it's going to be a little bit different with him getting the starting nod in this game. But as we've said many times, whether it be in this game, seasons past games, these are the type of games that have the perfect opportunity for somebody to really step up and be I want to say a hero, but a guy that might turn some heads for head coach Jimmy Pack to get some more minutes, especially with the coming games, not knowing how long Jonathan Rankin will be out, as that tip will somehow fall into the hands of the side of Kearney and Gordy Gardner. Now with the basketball, here comes Kearney. Norman spinning into the lane and up for a bucket. Jaden Normal gets his first two points for Mr. Jaden Norman. And now the other way, here comes North Platte, trailing 2-0 on our State Farm agent. Bobby Hull scoreboard. Logan Hayes on the right wing to Jared Smeltzer. Smeltzer bounce pass to Hayes. Hayes now thought about the three after the screen from Kincaid. And some good perimeter passing with 15 on the shot clock to Kincaid. Kincaid drives in on the much smaller defender, Gordy, and that's blocked up front by Cole Larson as Gordy Gardner gets the start in this game, and Kincaid had the mismatch.
Yep, he did.
10 on the shot clock with an inbound for Kincaid. Looking, bounce pass to Smeltzer with 9 now on the shot clock, guarded by Levi Johnson. Getting a screen, he'll pull up for 3. Jared Smeltzer off the iron, no good, and rebounded. And here comes Kearney the other way with Jaden Norman. Norman into the paint he goes, kicks it out to Larson. Larson and around the perimeter to Gardner. Gordy Gardner into a double team. Cross courts it over, a 3 on the way from Leighton Pater. And Leighton Pater gets his first 3 points.
Smeltzer went to double on that, and then that was his man that he left.
As now it's Caleb Odell with that quick trigger 3. He can't answer back, and it's rebounded by Jaden Norman. The other way, 5-0 on our State Farm agent. Bobby Hull scoreboard. The Dogs getting handsy, trying to steal it away as Logan Hayes and Jaden Norman get into it.
Logan got the steal and got fouled.
As that's going to be a foul against Jaden Norman, and there's the first foul today for Norman, and the Dogs will have it inbounds. Kearney going with that full court press early in this first quarter with 6:38 left to go. Up the court, Smeltzer keeps the ball alive, throws it to Sam Euling, wide open layup for Sam Euling. There's a quick, easy bucket off of a quick breakdown of that full court press by the Dogs offense. Exactly what you need to do against a team like Kearney and the Bearcats. Gardner passes it back out to Norman. Guarded one-on-one by Logan Hayes into a double team. No, and a foul called against Jake Kincaid. As Jaden Norman, who's got 2 points, now goes to the free throw line. And unfortunately, that's the one guy you don't want to see picking up early fouls, and that's the lone real big man on this team now, Jake Kincaid. We've seen a couple of times that Kincaid does get a couple of foul calls early against him. And now it's imperative, specifically in this game, that he plays it a little more safe, as there's 3 points quickly for Norman, as Jaden Norman goes so far 1 for 1. But misses the second as Kincaid collects a rebound. Logan Hayes now with the ball. Bounce passes to Smeltzer with some speed. Jared Smeltzer into the corner to Odell to Kincaid. Kincaid drives, now stops. Cross courts it over to Sam Euling, who goes baseline on Gardner. Floater from Euling off the mark. And there's Gordy Gardner with his first rebound. Gardner, 1-on-2. Gardner, no, as there's a block for Caleb Odell. He got in front of Gordy Gardner and gets ringed up for the Dogs' second foul.
Dogs got back there, prevented the break, fouled on the layup, but good hustle that time by the Dogs.
I really do like this energy North Platte's playing at right now.
Yeah, those are 2 good takes by Sam Euling. That last one, good take, just didn't fall.
As checking in now comes Caden Slaymaker as well as Trey Norman. Trey Norman has really been out for most of this season with a foot injury he suffered during football. So recently has been getting more playing time.
And they're getting a lot taller here.
Yeah, don't say that as Gordy Gardner makes his first free throw today. That's his first point, and it's 7-2. Early on, and also checking in now comes Josh Gaudette. As Smeltzer almost turned the ball over, but Logan Hayes picks it up. Hayes lost control of the ball, but it's off of Trey Norman. As you said, this Kearney squad just keeps getting taller and taller off the bench, and we haven't even gotten to Gabe Bratchell, who is their tallest member at 6'6", the sophomore. Won't see too much playing time today, but is a possibility as an inbounds for Logan Hayes here on the near sideline. Surveys, bounces the ball to Euling. Euling, guarded by Gaudette, now up the court with it. Picks his dribble up, bounce passes to Smeltzer. Quick pass to Logan Hayes, who's now at the perimeter. Guarded one-on-one, splits through two defenders, ball's on the floor. Smeltzer trying to fight for it. Hayes picks it up, and a jump ball will be called that will stay with North Platte.
Timeout.
Okay,
North Platte will retain possession, timeout, Coach Pack.
Good, so now they'll still retain that possession, which is going to be key as Jimmy Pack calls a timeout. 7-2 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Early on in this ball game, I don't really have too many complaints. North Platte boys, even though Kearney's up by 5 at this point, I don't really think it's too much to really qualm against them early in this game. The turnovers have been non-existent.
Right.
North Platte has been breaking down that full court press with ease, and they're getting the rebounds. They're not really letting Kearney get open shots, specifically when they crash into the paint to start off here as the Dogs go with that zone.
So keep it up, Dogs. You got 16 seconds on the shot clock. Make sure you get one off here.
The one thing is, yes, they're doing good with these double teams, but it has left a couple open on the perimeter, and this Kearney team, just like last year, can hit some shots.
Yeah, Kearney will drive, and you step off to help on that drive, and it's going to leave your player open.
Kincaid on the perimeter now, guarded one-on-one by Larson. Puts his head down, now picks his dribble up, looking for some help. Back out to Euling with 8 seconds. Back to Kincaid, drives back on Larson again. Pulls up from 8, yes! Jake Kincaid puts his head down, finds a good 8-footer, and it's 7-4 now on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Around the perimeter, wide open there, Slaymaker. He won't take the shot. Gaudette drives on Kincaid. He drives into a double team. Oh, good move. That falls in there for Josh Gaudette. And now up the court they go to Sam Euling. He's one-on-one with Larson, but will step back following the inbounds. And now Logan Hayes into the corner to Euling. Bounce pass down low to Smeltzer. Smeltzer in a double team. Smeltzer blocked by Josh Gadget, and that's a North Platte inbounds on the baseline.
I think he was wanting to kick, but nobody was open, and he ended up having to do a little left-handed scoop. Nice block.
Still retain possession, the Dogs do, with 4:51 left to go in this first quarter. Kincaid inbounding the basketball. Surveying what the defense is given. A bounce pass to Caleb Odell. Now to Logan Hayes. Smeltzer with it. 16 on the shot clock. Bounces it to Jake Kincaid, guarded by Larson. Cross courts to Logan Hayes. He drives in the paint. Hayes, up he goes. Oh, in and out, but he tries to collect the miss. Somehow he collects it on the second try, and the Dogs can reset offensively with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Kincaid directing traffic and bounce passes now to Jarrett Smeltzer, guarded one-on-one by Caden Slaymaker. Kincaid surveying, one-on-one with Larson. Trying to get hand position. Ooh, good jab step. Now trying to fade with his shot, blocked and saved by Larson. And now the other way comes Kearney. Good look for Kincaid, at least initially, but good block by Cole Larson on the defensive recover. As now Trey Norman with the basketball, guarded one-on-one by Euling. Gadget, right wing 3, and that's a bucket for Josh Gadget. He's got 5, and there is a big 3-maker, and there he gets the steal. Gadget the other way as Jake Kincaid wraps up his second, and we talked about it just a couple minutes ago. The one guy you did not want to see get a foul takes a very, very big one there against Josh Gadget, and Gadget goes to the free throw line, but that's 2 fouls now for Jake Kincaid, and he has to sub out, with Kearney making 2 substitutions themselves at the scorer's table.
Started with a turnover, late cross-court pass.
As Gadget makes the first one, he has 6 points.
Yeah, he's a good-looking ball player, that Gadget.
Reed O'Brien checks in. Also checking in, Leighton Pater I'm trying to find the other one. Levi Johnson also checking in for Kearney. As that's a miss, that's rebounded by Levi Johnson, and Kearney can reset offensively. Johnson over here to the near side to Trey Norman for three. Short, and in the hands now of Reed O'Brien, who will take over at the center position for North Platte High School. Up the court now with it, Jared Smeltzer. Smeltzer to Logan Hayes on the left wing. He'll hand it back off to Jared Smeltzer, and North Platte will take a deep breath and offensively set back up. Hesitation from Smeltzer on the baseline. Cross courts it to Euling. Euling guarded one-on-one by Pater. Now to Odell. Hands it off to Logan Hayes. Switching on with 7 seconds is Pater. Hayes picking his dribble up to Odell with 5. 4 seconds. Odell. Oh, that's going to be stolen away by Gadget. One-on-one. Here comes Josh Gadget. And he slams it down. That is 8 points alone for Josh Gadget off the bench in this first quarter. And it's now 15-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. It was a good start for North Platte, and now we're going to see a 10-second violation for the Dogs in the backcourt. Josh Gadget not even appearing on the sheet that they hand out to you. And that just tells you, coming off the bench,
a lot of depth there for the Bearcats.
and we knew that junior team was going to be very skilled and deep as well, as that's going to be a
I
block.
thought that was a charge.
That goes against
The way to get there, Reed
O'Brien as the man who's going to be going to the free throw line. Caden Slaymaker. I thought O'Brien had the perfect position, but they'll call that a block against the young O'Brien. And Slaymaker at the free throw line. The junior.
Now the
O'Brien
Dogs
gets the foul.
will funnel people baseline in the attempts to get that charge like that, but
that time, unfortunately, I was going to say, that time just unfortunately didn't go their way.
I thought Reed was there, but I guess they've got a closer look at the action than I do.
As Caden Slaymaker will go at least 1 for 2 from the free throw line for the Bearcats as Smeltzer up to Odell. Caleb Odell hesitating, and that pass is almost stolen away by Josh Gadget again.
Much like the girls, stay out of that baseline corner. Nothing good's going to happen
Especially
down
when
there.
Gadget is on you, because that is a lengthy man that will be cutting you down. As the Dogs will have an inbounds here on the near side, as to the bench goes Trey Norman. Trying to see who checked in. I believe that's going to be Cole Larson who checked maybe in. Actually, no correction. It's Gordy Gardner. Jared Smeltzer now driving in on Gardner. Steps back, picks his dribble up, and finds Caleb Odell with 22 on the shot clock. Reed O'Brien sets the screen for Odell. Now around the perimeter. Smeltzer driving into the paint. He'll float from the free throw line. Off the back iron, no good. Fighting for that rebound is Logan Hayes. Somehow Kearney comes up with it. All the way up the court they go to Levi Johnson, and Johnson in transition finds his first 2 points. It's 18-4 now on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As Reed O'Brien now with the basketball at the logo, guarded one-on-one by Slaymaker. O'Brien now trying to hand the ball off and successfully does so to Odell. Odell dribbles around the perimeter and finds Logan Hayes, who lost his dribble for a second, now has to fire it right back to Caleb Odell. A lot of dribbling, not much passing with 7 seconds. Smeltzer with 5 seconds. Smeltzer one-on-one guarded by Levi Johnson, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as that ball is airballed and picked up, and driving it comes Gordy Gardner the other way. Quick pass over. Slaymaker into the lane. Gadget now for 3. Hit one already, and he hits another one. Josh Gadget has 11 points off of another big feed, this time from Caden Slaymaker. And this lead is ballooning out of control, 21-4, as Jake Kincaid will check back in with his 2 fouls. That's a bad feed as Levi Johnson intercepts it. Now up it goes to Gadget. He misses the dunk, and Caleb Odell collects the rebound. With 48 seconds left to go, a careless mistake for Caleb Odell. Didn't see the man behind him. A turnover for North Platte. And here comes the other way, Levi Johnson and the Bearcats. They've exploded this lead late in the first quarter, 21-4, and make it 23-4 following the tough bucket from Levi Johnson. Hayes with 25 seconds. Spins out and now drives in. Up for the layup. Logan Hayes, no. But Leighton Pater draws his first foul. And Logan Hayes now will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Good drive that time. Let's see if he can knock him down from the free throw line.
Harper Whitney and Jake Kincaid will be the 2 subbing in for North Platte. As also subbing in Isaiah Giovara for the first time. Hayes, couple of tough bounces. So Giovara checks in, as well as Jaden Norman. Gadget checks out, as well as Caden Slaymaker.
Harper Whitney and Kincaid come in.
Smeltzer and Odell check out. As you said, Harper Whitney and Jake Kincaid with his 2 fouls check back in with 21 seconds left to go in this first quarter. He makes the second, does Logan Hayes. 23-5 as Levi Johnson up the court with it. 17 seconds and the shot clock turned off. Kearney will look to get the final shot of quarter number 1. One-on-one, Sam Ewing with Johnson. Into the lane, Levi Johnson. Quick pass down low. Almost blocked from behind by Logan Hayes. Kincaid has it with 1 second. Kincaid, full court heave. Ooh, a little off the mark. And that's how quarter number 1 comes to an end for North Platte High School as they currently trail Kearney and the Bearcats 23-5. We come back here to Kearney on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Volz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Tom plows Renza's parking lot on Temperature Tuesdays.
Take that, Snowdrift. With great horsepower comes great responsibility.
Every Tuesday in January, the temp at 6 a.m.
Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back to Kearney High School, a 23-5 lead for the Bearcats. Here to start quarter number 2, Jeff Smeltzer joins me, Paxton Gordon, here in the grandstands. We talked going into that first time out that North Platte was doing a pretty good job of containing things. It was 7-2 at that point. Since then, it's ballooned now up to 23-5, and it just feels like Kearney with that tempo is now starting to take control of this ball game.
Yeah. Turnover situation, not bad. 4 turnovers for the Bulldogs in the first quarter. You can live with that. You'd like it to be better.
As Kincaid with a very heavily contested 3, it's off the netting, no good. An air ball for, unfortunately, Jake
they said
Kincaid.
It was tipped.
Oh, they're going to say it's tipped, so.
Yeah, block shot, or maybe it's tipped on the rebound. I'm not
sure. Good. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Mr. Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. And on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Justin Thompson, agency with American Family Insurance. The ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves on top-notch customer service, no matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Beautiful feed to Reed O'Brien on the baseline cut.
Excellent pass, great finish, Reed.
And he gets his first 2 points. It's 23-7. Reed O'Brien, as well as Harper Whitney, in the ball game. Driving in now comes Jaden Norman. Norman shot no good. Kincaid bounces it off of Norman. Yes! Good awareness from Jake Kincaid, the junior. And Brecken Corco, the human bowling ball himself, is now in the game for Logan Hayes, who gets his first well-deserved break of the ball game. And now the inbounds, all the way up they go to Brecken Corco. Corco with a beautiful spin, rebounded by Harper Whitney. I mean, he almost got that Houdini shot to fall. And now North Platte can slow things down and set up offensively. Corco, quick feed to Reed O'Brien. O'Brien tried to get it down to Harper Whitney, but now will find it. Oh, but it's stolen away, I believe, by Cole Larson. O'Brien somehow picks it back up and then throws a bad pass into the hands of Levi Johnson. The other way, Leighton Pater goes, and a foul from Sam Ewing. And Pater gets the bucket. In the span of what felt like 5 seconds, 10 million things happened. But unfortunately, Leighton Pater was the one that came up looking good for Kearney with 2 points, drawing a foul, and now to the free throw line to complete the and one. It's 25-7. makes his free throw 26-7 for Leighton Pater. He has 6 points in this ball game. As Kincaid with the basketball up the court, guarded by Cole Larson, now trying to avoid a double team. How about some speed? Passes it to Ewing. Ewing into the paint at the right elbow. Bounce passes to Reed O'Brien. O'Brien to Ewing. Ewing guarded one-on-one by Pater. Now quick pass to Harper Whitney. Whitney driving in on Gardner. Hands the ball off to O'Brien. 10 seconds on the shot clock for North Platte offensively. 9 seconds. Driving goes Harper Whitney on Cole Larson. Now Jake Kincaid, quick three. No, it's off the mark. And it's rebounded by Levi Johnson. A stable offensive possession there for the Dogs. The other way with it, Norman. Jaden Norman back out to the perimeter. Open shot for Pater. He hits it. 9 points for Leighton Pater, and we talk about the Dogs kind of overcrowding the paint, trying to stop anything around the rim. It left Leighton Pater wide open for a three. Corco with the basketball. Bounce pass to Ewing. Back out it goes to Harper Whitney. From the free throw line, Whitney, wow, toilet bowls in and out. And another rebound for Levi Johnson. That's number 3 on the day. Johnson picked up by Reed O'Brien. Hands it off to Trey Norman. Norman shot off the mark. Off of a Dog defender as Jarrett Smeltzer checks in for Harper Whitney. Caden Slaymaker checks in, as well as Trey Norman for his brother Jaden Norman. Leighton Pater also checks out as Logan Hayes checks in now with a bunch of tape on his hand. I wonder if that's why he had to sub out.
Is this Ewing's first break?
Yes, this is Sam Ewing's first break. So now driving in comes Caden Slaymaker.
Look like a travel?
I was going to say, gets the shot up over Corco, and Trey Norman, his first 2 points. I agree with you, Jeff Smeltzer. Thought he traveled going into that paint area, but no good as Logan Hayes all the way up to Kincaid. Oh, it's a wide open Reed O'Brien down low. Where's the foul? Thank you. Good feed from the Dogs offense to find the young Reed O'Brien in the paint wide open. Cole Larson will be the one assessed with the foul. That is his first of this ball game, and O'Brien now goes to the free throw line. Dogs so far today just 1 for 2 from the line so far. Oh, junior shot takes a couple of nasty bounces almost all the way around the rim. And now here comes the scariest man we saw last quarter. Josh Gadget has a team and game high 11 points for Kearney as he's back in the game. Checking out comes Gordy Gardner. O'Brien misses the second, and Gadget's the one who's able to collect the rebound. That's his first today, and Levi Johnson now up the court for the Bearcats. To Slaymaker here on the left wing. Gets a screen from Larson. Good defense from Jarrett Smeltzer not to let Slaymaker get past. Now Levi Johnson calling for a screen as Gadget sets it. Now Johnson drives on Hayes. Kick, near side. Slaymaker with it. One-on-one with Jarrett Smeltzer. Slaymaker into a double team. Good defense from Brecken Corco. And North Platte with a fast break opportunity. Jarrett Smeltzer Euroing, fading with his shot. No foul call. He was looking for one. Levi Johnson gets the ball up to Cole Larson. Euroing in for the layup. No good. Correction, that is Trey Norman who got the ball. And a foul will go against Brecken Corco, his first. And to the line, Trey Norman for the Bearcats. As Caleb Odell will now check in for the Bulldogs. 31-7 with 4:37 left to go as first free throw no good from Trey Norman.
Odell in, Corco out.
So first good stint for Brecken Corco. Even though he wasn't rewarded with a bucket, I thought played some good solid minutes. As Trey Norman hits his first free throw. He's 3 points on the day, and it's 32-7 now the lead. All the way up the court, wide open Logan Hayes. He won't fire the pass into the paint, but hand it off instead to Odell. Guarded one-on-one with Norman. Bounce pass to Logan Hayes, guarded by Larson. Mismatch here. Bounce pass, Gadget, one-on-one with Kincaid. Shot by Kincaid, no good. Wow, great rebound from Levi Johnson. That's number 4. As Johnson going coast to coast, his shot just barely rolls in. He's got 6 points going coast to coast. It's 34-7. Kincaid in the right corner now with the basketball, guarded one-on-one by Gadget. Swing pass out to Jarrett Smeltzer. Smeltzer surveying what the defense is giving him. Now drives in on Johnson. Oh, and that ball is just stolen away at the top of his hands. from Trey Norman. Norman up for the layup, and Trey Norman has his 5th point. And it's going from bad to worse for North Platte High School, 36-7.
Not much movement that last possession. Everybody kind of stood around.
How about Reed O'Brien trying to go with his full court heave on over to a big shot from Odell. No good. Logan Hayes collects the miss. Bounce pass down low to Kincaid. Kincaid up over Levi Johnson as Johnson thought he was trying to take a charge call. And for the first time in a couple minutes, Jeff Smeltzer, that's a bucket. But in transition, Cole Larson misses the wide open layup. And North Platte comes the other way. String 2 good possessions together. If you're North Platte, things can get a little better. Mismatch, bounce pass down low to Logan Hayes, tipped away, and Cole Larson picks it up. Now to Gadget. Josh Gadget up for the layup, and it's up and in.
You got to get in front of him and get the block or get the charge. You can't try and defend him from behind.
As now Kincaid with the basketball. Cross courts over to Caleb Odell. Into the corner, Logan Hayes for 3. No, it's easily rebounded by Caden Slaymaker. It's his first. Slaymaker. Actually, it's Trey Norman who will step back for 3 off the top of the basket. Up and over it goes. And Brecken Corco checks in. Sam Ewing checks in. Big 4-man rotation. Isaiah Giovara checks in. Gordy Gardner checks in. Jaden Norman checks in. And Leighton Pater check in for Kearney. So maybe a good rotation for North Platte in terms of assignments.
Yeah, with all the rotations by Kearney, they're just running the wheels off North Platte.
As bounce pass into the corner. Odell with that quick trigger 3. Yes. There's a big bucket for Caleb Odell and maybe what he needed to get started offensively as here comes Gordy Gardner to Gadget. Swing pass to Giovara. One-on-one with Reed O'Brien. A 3 on the way from Pater. He made one in the first quarter, no good. Somehow picked up by Jaden Norman, and Norman with a big physical bucket. He's got 5. Gets the rebound as well, and it's 40-12 on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard. Logan Hayes at the free throw line. Oh, thought almost traveled with that basketball. Now sets a screen for Ewing. Bounce pass to Reed O'Brien. Oh, beautiful move by Reed O'Brien.
Reed O'Brien, nice.
Got Josh Gadget jumping.
4th point.
As Giovara one-on-one with Odell, he blows the layup. As Jeff Smeltzer almost had a heart attack here on the near side as Harper Whitney's going to check in.
Get in front. Foul him. Take a charge.
Oh, Gadget pit pockets Logan Hayes, and watch out. Here comes Josh Gadget again with the dunk. 42-14 with 1:17 left to go before the half. O'Brien wide open in the lane. Lost his handle for a second, but recollects. Odell thought about the 3. Now to Sam Ewing. Ewing gets a screen from Brecken Corco. Ewing guarded one-on-one by Gordy. Gordy Gardner now switches on. It's Caleb Odell. O'Brien, 13 on the shot clock. Down low they go to Brecken Corco. Corco Euroing up for a shot. No good as Josh Gadget gets his rebound, his 2nd of the day. Gordy Gardner now with the ball. The Gadget. Jaden Norman thought about the 3. Now drives into a triple team.
Travel.
And a travel by Jaden Norman. Here comes some substitutions for North Platte and Kearney. Elijah Boykin checks in for Josh Gadget. Harper Whitney checks in for Caleb Odell. And it's 42-14 on our State Farm agent. Bobby Hull scoreboard, about 4-second shot clock, game clock difference with 33 left to go before halftime. Whitney in the left corner, gets a screen, picks his dribble up. Now fires to Reed O'Brien. O'Brien gets a screen. Oh, Hayes lost his ball for a second. He was trying to drive it right past Boykin. Now Logan Hayes breaking down Elijah Boykin. Bounce pass into the paint to Harper Whitney with 10 on the shot clock. Whitney backing down Pater. Corco, Hayes, straightaway 3. It's going to be airballed and out of bounds. No good. 42-14. With 4 seconds left to go before halftime as Jake Kincaid checks in as well as Isaiah Giovara. With 4.8 seconds, they're going to roll the ball up to Gordy Gardner. Gardner picks it up with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Boykin for 3. He hits it. And that is how we go into the half. A 3 for Elijah Boykin. And it goes from bad to worse for North Platte defensively and unfortunately offensively. It's 45-14 as Elijah Boykin subs in and he hits a 3. Oof. Unfortunately, not a good set of games so far for North Platte High School to start off this 2026 season. And really, honestly, I don't feel like it's of the behest of turnovers like in that regard. It just feels like they're running the offense and not really getting anything from it. You know, they're passing the ball with no real intent to do anything with it. They're just feels like passing the pass sake.
Or they're finding a smaller player inside in the paint who
what are you going to do against Josh Gadget?
Has no options once they get the ball in there. Again, you know, not having Jonathan Rinke, he's really hurting not having a post presence in there.
And if that is, Jake Kincaid unfortunately has 2 fouls, so he has to play pretty respectable when it comes to what he's doing offensively and defensively as well. So, again, I don't really feel like this was like the Norfolk situation where, you know, you were the ones beating yourselves up with just terrible looks, terrible turnovers, terrible passing in general. It just feels like, you know, Kearney is just running its offense on a hum, and they're really getting what they want to get pretty easily. And then for North Platte, when they do get the ball, they're just, I feel, struggling to produce anything from that moment.
Not much happening on the offense. I think there's been 2 shots at the end of shot clocks from near half court, you know, just
one being a violation, one just being a shot that's rebounded by Kearney that they took the other way for a bucket. It's just like with what Coach Hammond said for the girls. There's no real, like, aggression. It felt like the aggression was there off the rip, and then all of a sudden, once Kearney went on that run, it all just kind of evaporated from that point onward, and we're kind of losing that energy and that super, super aggressiveness that a team like North Platte needs to play with when Kearney's also being the team that's being aggressive.
Yeah. Kearney's a little more aggressive, a little quicker, and a little bigger. So, Dogs, you just got to ratchet it up. You got to play even harder.
That's all it's going to have to boil down to is you just got to play harder than what they're playing at. And yes, it may not result in points, but you just got to do that. You can't let them easily get to their spots like Kearney has done so far in this ball game already. We'll step aside, take a break. When we come back, quick stop halftime show, stats and more discussions about what happened in the first half here for North Platte High School as they currently trail Kearney and the Bearcats in this one. 45-14. We come back to Kearney on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Hey, Nebraska parents, did you know your local community college is offering free tuition for early entry and dual credit classes? At Mid-Plains Community College, your high schooler can jumpstart their future right now, saving money while earning real college credit. Picture this: the next nurse saving lives, the next entrepreneur building a better Nebraska, and it all starts while they're still in high school. Talk to your school counselor or visit npcc.edu to learn more. Students are responsible for course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or homeschool to qualify.
Personalized care with one goal: to keep you moving and enjoying life. Dr. Anthony Martin is now seeing patients at Great Plains Health Orthopedics, fellowship trained in hand and upper extremity surgery. Dr. Martin treats carpal tunnel, tennis elbow, arthritis, and trauma fractures throughout the body and is fluent in Spanish. Schedule today at 308-568-3800.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
North Platte Post Sports. At Post Sports.
Well, back here to Kearney High School. The start of 2026 is underway, and North Platte High boys currently trail the Bearcats 45-14. He almost hit that half-court heave when they're playing for that check out there. It's been a tough day for North Platte offensively when it's both the girls and the boys. We'll check that last half-court heave. Oh, it's off the mark just barely. But it just feels like the reason that this time North Platte High boys right now aren't finding their step offensively is they're just not having that same fire and aggression at certain points offensively that Kearney has. Because Kearney's getting to their spots. They're really dictating not only the pace of play, but where they want to go offensively. And North Platte right now is struggling to keep up in some aspects, but are too easily letting Kearney get to their spots that they want to do offensively.
Yeah, you got to outwork your opponent. They're bigger, faster, stronger.
Nothing you can do there.
Yeah.
It's all about energy.
You got to out-effort them. And that's not happening. Turnovers, 9. That's not great, but that's not horrible either.
It's not the end. It's not like when we went into last game where they had 20 for the girls at halftime.
Every shot the Dogs are putting up is contested. Shooting 23% from the floor. Not good. Free throws, 1 for 4. That's not good. That's 25%. That's not good either. So Kearney's defense is
long, lank. It's the same story every year.
Yeah,
long,
it's just
lanky.
a nightmare for the Dogs. They got to get this figured out. And you're giving 42 points. Hats off to Kearney. They share the basketball and they can score inside or outside. So I don't know what you do. Just gotta play harder.
Just like with the girls, it really just boils down to you know this team is going to play with energy. You know this team's going to play with that kind of strong mentality that they have with these guys. It's up to you as North Platte to answer that call. Again, it is tough because you are missing your best player and your leading scorer in Jonathan Ranke. Yes, we know that's always going to be an uphill battle. But that ship has sailed at that point.
Yeah.
We know what's happening. We know what it's going to look like for the foreseeable future. He will not be at the team as he gets better. So it's up to you of how you're going to answer the call that now you are going to be put into the spotlight to do things. And while, yes, that can be good and bad at the same time, you just got someone's got to step up, but really everybody's got to continue to push and try just that tad bit harder and outwork your opponent because you're going to be down that one extra player that would help this squad from the offset.
And shots are either going to go in or they're going to go out.
Yep.
So that you can't control. Control the other things, make good passes. And the other guy, come meet the ball. Don't wait for it to get to you. Then their defender gets a hand over and deflects it and takes off.
That's something I should have talked with Coach Hammond because that was 2 issues that we've seen now through 2 games so far today. Is a lot of these turnovers and mistakes are not becoming just because the pass is too late. It's because one guy's going to the ball while the other guy, unfortunately, North Platte's player is standing right where they are. Yeah. So if by the law of physics, the one guy with the momentum is going to get to the ball faster than the other person who is not going towards the ball. And that's kind of like it's the small things. It's not really anything too pressing big-wise that we've seen previously where it's like you're getting out-rebounding, you're committing too many turnovers. It's these little small things that are adding up to what Kearney has been able to use to expand this lead.
Yeah, and they're not going to give you any easy looks. Everything is going to be a challenge and be contested.
It's about how you plug those little small leaks up.
We're watching the Bulldogs practice flat foot shots, which they will not get.
No,
ever. They will not get to take ever in this game. Take game shots, fellas. Set shots aren't going to work. So, just ramp up the effort. Have some pride here, Try and play them even in the second half. I don't think you're going to come back from 31, but
do it the girls. I think with the girls had a good model of how you should end out this second half.
Win this quarter, try and win the next one.
Yes, it's one foot in front of the other. This game's gonna, I hate to say, is out of reach as far as winning this game, but the goals and the lessons you can learn are not out of this reach. Let's quickly get to some game statistics here before the start of the second half begins here. 13 points for Josh Gadget. He came off that bench and he lit up the score sheet for Kearney. Leighton Pater with 9. He has 2 threes. One of the only players to hit threes in this game for Kearney. 5 points for Jaden Norman. 5 for Trey Norman. Gordy Gardner with 1 point, going 1 for 2 from the line. 6 points for Levi Johnson, and Elijah Boykin hit a 3 going into halftime for the Bearcats.
How about Reed O'Brien? 4 points on a perfect 2 for 2 shooting. Jake Kincaid also has 3 points for Caleb Odell. And 2 points for Sam Ewing and 1 for Logan Hayes.
And that's the guy that, you want to talk about somebody who's stepping up in the absence of somebody. Reed O'Brien, we've talked about as somebody who's come in as the 7th or 8th guy depending on the game between him and Harper Whitney as kind of just that deep rotation player. And when he's come in today, he's made a good statement. He's had some good cuts. He's been open in a lot of situations. And when he's had the ball in his hand, he's making good, aggressive forward plays that have been positive for North Platte.
He's always been a really smart ball player. And plays much bigger than his 6-foot stature. So, kudos to Reed O'Brien. Great game so far. Keep it up in the second half.
As Coach Jimmy Pack not going really any deeper into his bench outside of Brecken Corco right now, so still sticking with that 8-man rotation that we've seen so far. As here comes Kearney to start off the second half, leading again 45-14 with 7:50 left to go. Driving into the lane now, Jaden Norman. Kick to the corner, no good. Shot from Leighton Pater, and that's a foul going to be called against North Platte, and I believe Logan Hayes fighting for the rebound with Levi Johnson. And that's going to be foul number 1 for Logan Hayes today. Johnson with the inbounds. Trying to find it. Thought about getting to Gordy Gardner. Throwing it all the way out to Larson. Stolen away by Jake Kincaid. One-on-one with Cole Larson. Behind the back. Kincaid up for the layup. No, he misses it. And it's rebounded by Levi Johnson. But a good steal for
little
Jake
contact
Kincaid.
there. No call.
Into the corner. Pater. Cross courts it over to Levi Johnson. Thought about driving in on Sam Ewing. Backing him down. Good defense from Sam Ewing. Out to a wide open Jaden Norman. Back to Levi Johnson. Johnson is getting nothing against Sam Ewing. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? That was so close to not being a foul, as it's 45-14 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As unfortunately to the line now goes Levi Johnson. He'll miss the first one.
Yeah, first one a little long.
Honestly, couldn't have asked for better defense from Sam Ewing on that Levi Johnson drive. As Johnson will miss the second, so he goes 0 for 2. And now here comes North Platte. Bounce pass to Jared Smeltzer. Quick bounce pass back the other way to Sam Ewing. Ewing with the basketball, picking his dribble up. Odell on the far corner into Kincaid. Bounce pass to Logan Hayes, guarded one-on-one by Norman, and a foul called against Jaden Norman. Second for Norman.
Good take that time, Hayes, to shoot a pair.
And that's the type of passing we want to see. The perimeter passing is good and all, but it felt like it had no direction with where the intent for that passing was. That was a pretty clear, concise 1-2-3 open man one-on-one down low, being Logan Hayes. And he gets rewarded with a first free throw. He's now 2 for, was he 1 for 3? No, he should be 2 for 4. If
2 for 3.
Oh, look at that. Good job. 2 for 3 for Mr. Logan Hayes. 3 for 4? Yes, he can. Big buckets for Logan Hayes to start this quarter. Number 3.
North Platte cheerleaders down there on the baseline where Logan was shooting.
Good to see them travel out here. As
nice.
Cole Larson down low, almost lost the basketball as Hayes trying to fight for it. And now here comes the Bearcats the other way. Driving in, no, good defense from the Dogs. Jaden Norman had nowhere to go. Levi Johnson, Gordy Gardner driving in left side. Now passes into the lane, Pater, Larson. No shot, 7 on the shot clock. Larson takes it himself. Oh, Kincaid tried to go for the block. Will that be against Kincaid or Logan Hayes? They were both colliding with Cole Larson, and it's going to be Jake Kincaid. Oh, no, it's Logan Hayes.
Logan Hayes
picks up his second. And I think that is well used that it went that way instead of 3 for Kincaid. But that will mean Cole Larson goes to the free throw line for the first time today, and he misses the first.
That's kind of a saving grace for the Dogs. Kearney's not shooting the free throws very well.
No, so far they've only made 3 free throws so far today. They miss another one, and there's a strong rebound by Sam Ewing. Yeah, so far Kearney has only made 3 free throws, I think, out of the 10 they've shot so far today. As Sam Ewing around the perimeter, guarded one-on-one by Leighton Pater. Hands the ball off to Odell. Pater, good switch on to stop what would have been a quick shot. Ewing with some aggression to Kincaid. Jab stepping, switching on. Kincaid now behind the back. One-on-one with Pater. Odell with a quick trigger 3 with a hand in his face short. Great rebound by Jake Kincaid. Into double coverage, no. Oh, Logan Hayes fighting for it. Logan Hayes cannot pull it up. Levi Johnson the other way, one-on-one with Ewing. Johnson's shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Jaden Norman. Norman's turnaround shot no good also. And North Platte now goes the other way with Sam Ewing on the far side. Josh Gadget will look to sub in. The lone person, I say that is actually that's not Harper Whitney looking to check in. I believe that's Bo Black looking to check in as the other way now
It's
comes
Gunnar Boyer and Reed O'Brien.
Reed O'Brien as a 3 in transition for Levi Johnson, as I was trying to find who else was checking in. 48-16 the lead now for Kearney as Ewing to the near side. Hands it off to Odell. One-on-one with Cole Larson, a mismatch. Hayes mismatch with Larson, now drives in. Hayes up for the shot with a bucket and a foul.
Good take that time, Logan Hayes.
Good aggression from Logan Hayes, and that's sometimes what we want to see from the man is getting more action into the paint. So Gunnar Boyer checks in as well as Harper Whitney. So this is the first time today we're going to see Gunnar Boyer talk about guys who he thought might be coming off of the bench outside of the normal 8-man rotation, and it's Gunnar Boyer who gets his name called first. Also checking in for Kearney, Caden Slaymaker, Trey Norman, and Josh Gadget. As Logan Hayes trying to complete the and one. He misses it. It's a good rebound by Sam Ewing. He'll turn around from 8. No. And now the other way comes Josh Gadget following the rebound. He hands it off to Levi Johnson. 4:58 left to go in this third quarter. Trey Norman one-on-one with O'Brien on the baseline. Cross court to Gadget. Gadget guarded by Sam Ewing. Gadget driving it on Ewing. Getting nowhere with it. Almost turns the ball over. Gadget once again. Now will pass it back out to Johnson with 12 seconds. Johnson hop-stepping. 3 on the way for Kearney. No, it's off the mark. Somehow rebounded by Caden Slaymaker over Gunnar Boyer, and Slaymaker finds his first 2 points. Good defense, at least from Sam Ewing, to not allow Josh Gadget to get anything free, but second chance opportunities again costing North Platte.
Spacing.
O'Brien down low, guarded by Slaymaker, trying to find some action. He floats one up, looking for a foul. Wow! Reed O'Brien having a really nice game as North Platte still trails 50-20 on our State Farm Agent Bobby Hull scoreboard, but O'Brien stepping up and having a great game today for North Platte. Slaymaker to Gadget, down low, one-on-one with Ewing. Up he goes, and Ewing gets the foul. And a bucket by Josh Gadget. He's got 15 points now, and so far, North Platte has no answer for Josh Gadget. Ewing in the previous possession was looking good, but unfortunately got a little too jumpy as Gadget spins right past him on the baseline. That's 3 fouls now for Sam Ewing in this ballgame. With 3:56 left to go, Gadget hits his lone free throw in this attempt. He's got 16 points, and he's 2 for 2 from the line. As here comes Logan Hayes up the court, trying to set things up for North Platte. Hayes one-on-one with Levi Johnson. He'll turn around and float it up. No! Levi Johnson comes down with the rebound. Good look for one Logan Hayes, but just a tad short. As a 3 on the way, that's no good from Trey Norman. Fought for. Gadget rips it away from Reed O'Brien. Another 3 this time for Slaymakers off the mark. Tipped around, and Logan Hayes comes down with it. Hayes now with some tempo, almost stolen from behind. And he'll pass it to Ewing on the far end. Ewing, bounce pass to Harper Whitney. Bounce pass down low to Reed O'Brien before a foul is called against Trey Norman. First foul for Norman, and a substitution, 2 to be exact. Jaden Norman will check in, as well as Leighton Pater. Trey Norman checks out. Levi Johnson checks out. And inbounds for North Platte on the baseline with Harper Whitney. Whitney throwing it all the way up to Logan Hayes. Back to Whitney. He'll drive baseline. Good move by Harper Whitney. Bounce pass, trying to get it to Gunnar Boyer. Boyer fighting for the ball. A jump ball that will stay with North Platte. Ooh, I think Harper Whitney maybe should have gone with that underneath, up and under. Trying to force one extra pass to Gunnar Boyer that was in some crowded territory. 53-20. Oh, that was blocked right off the rip from Caden Slaymaker. They try to get it to Sam Ewing. Now, Hayes trying to find somebody. Gets it to Harper Whitney. Into the corner now to Ewing, guarded by Pater. Down low they go to Hayes. Hayes floats one up over Gordy. No! Defense and rebound on the side by Jaden Norman. Euroing, cross-courting, into the corner. Pater for 3. No good. Rebounded by Reed O'Brien. Good back down from Logan Hayes on Gordy Gardner's fall once, just like his previous shot attempt. Just a little unlucky. Hayes to Whitney. He drives into a double team. Fading with his shot. Harper Whitney, no good. Gunnar Boyer trying to get the rebound, but it's Gordy Gardner who comes down with it. Bounce pass to Slaymaker is in. Slaymaker with 4 points. It feels like North Platte and Kearney should be going blow for blow this quarter, but the ball has just not found the bottom of the basket for the Dogs.
Two similar shots. Whitney's don't go down. Slaymaker's does. It's just one of those nights.
Yep, as Harper Whitney tries to drive past Gadget. Now going to hand it off to Gunnar Boyer. Checking in also comes Isaiah Giovara for the Bearcats. Boyer puts his head down. Blocked, oh my gosh, by Josh Gadget at the top of the arc from Gunnar Boyer. And now a three for Pater. He hits it. Layton Pater has 3 threes in this game, and here comes a big substitution. Korko, as well as Kincaid and Caleb Odell. As now Logan Hayes with the ball. Guarded one-on-one by Gordy Gardner. Good defense from Gardner, getting in the face of Hayes so he can't get past. Gunnar Boyer surveying the defense. Now starting to dribble. Hands the ball off to Logan Hayes. Sets a screen. Logan Hayes drives. Switched on to defensively, spinning in the lane. Wow, Logan Hayes! Oh my gosh. 3 straight attempts from Logan Hayes that fall, I'm not even kidding you, a few millimeters away from getting in.
Rolling in and out.
As Hayes tried to get the steal. Pater, quick 3. He misses that. Fought for and rebounded by Reed O'Brien. Gosh, just got a feel for Logan Hayes in this game so far. I mean, he has just been a mere inches away from having 6 points off of in this quarter just alone. And it's all just been off of bad bounces at the rim as the reason why he is not getting to that 6-point mark this quarter.
Oh, Dogs in danger territory. You know, we could be hitting that 40-point mark.
Of running clock, yeah.
So definitely need a score here.
I do think this is a better quarter, though, wholeheartedly, than what the first 2 quarters had for North Platte High School. I think the energy has been much better, even if the points maybe aren't going their way. I feel like there's more action with the way or maybe more purpose with what they're doing offensively than prior quarters had.
Yeah, so far only allowing 13 points this quarter for the Bearcats.
That's good.
They've given up, 23 and 22 the previous 2 quarters. So that's good. Scoring-wise, Dogs have only scored 6 points this quarter. But the energy and effort is there. Shots they're just not falling.
I was going to say, this 6 points would have been an easy maybe 12, going into this timeout if they just fell maybe a half an inch in a different direction than they did. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group. See him on the one-way, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, Larry's Glass, Shelter Insurance Agents, Pete Bowles and Brett Rogo, Puro Clean, and Great Plains Health. So a quick inbounds that goes out of bounds, touched off of Caden Slaymaker. The substitutions in this quarter for North Platte, Odell, Korko, as well as Kincaid. So Logan Hayes will get a break for the first time in the second half. O'Brien gets reached in, and a foul I think will go against Trey Norman. And it will go against Trey Norman, his second.
Okay, next one for either team's a bonus.
Yep, 53.6 seconds left to go. Harper Whitney with an inbounds. Bounce passes to Odell. Guarded one-on-one by Ryan Whalen, who has subbed in for the first time today. Odell picks his dribble up, needs some help from somebody from North Platte. Gets it to Reed O'Brien. Bounce pass to Korko. Back out to Kincaid. Guarded one-on-one by Giovara. Drives in on Giovara. Picks his dribble up. Great backdoor feed to Korko. Into Odell for a corner 3. Yes, man, what a play and what a good feed that was from Korko. A good feed from Kincaid to Korko on the baseline. And then Korko fires to the corner to Odell for a bucket. 20 seconds. A double team. Jake Kincaid strips it away almost from Isaiah Giovara. The possession will stay with Kearney. 58-23 with 18.4 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Boykin around the perimeter now to Norman. 3 for Giovara. He can't answer back. Kincaid now with it. 10 seconds. Whitney with some speed the other way. 7 seconds to Jake Kincaid. Kincaid guarded by Boykin. Finds Odell.
Oh, got to shoot that.
He's got to shoot that with 1 second. Oh, Caleb Odell. Yeah. Time and score, and that is how this quarter comes to an end. 58-23, North Platte trailing Kearney and the Bearcats. As we talked about in that timeout prior, a good bounce-back quarter from how the first half ended, though just a few bit short maybe of some points left on the table.
Yeah, much better quarter. Didn't make much progress in the score, but the effort was a little better that time. They were getting good looks, just shots weren't falling.
Yeah,
like you said.
You'll take how this quarter went any day of the week compared to how the first quarter went.
Yeah, like you said, Logan Hayes misses 3 of them right at the rim, and well, just fight on. Yep.
So Kearney will go back to its starting 5 to start this quarter number 4. Most certainly to probably start that running clock at the very least is with that tactic. North Platte, of course, we saw Gunnar Boyer check in as the 9th man, so Jimmy Pack going with the 1 extra man outside of his normal 8-man rotation. To start this final quarter, Harper Whitney, Caleb Odell, Brecken Corco, Jarrett Smeltzer, and Jake Kincaid is Caleb Odell having a conversation with Harper Whitney as they walk onto the court. You can see Odell not too happy with how that last possession went. As now here comes, now up the court, Jarrett Smeltzer, guarded one-on-one by Levi Johnson. Switched onto by Pater. Smeltzer lost the ball for a second. Now bounce pass to Kincaid, guarded one-on-one by Cole Larson. Now switched onto by Johnson. Hands the ball off to Smeltzer. Fading Jarrett Smeltzer. No, another couple off of the rim and out.
That's a good look.
And as we said, the darn rim just getting in the way. Down low to Cole Larson. Easy pass and easy bucket. First 2 points for Cole Larson today. And the other way comes North Platte. Corco crosses it over to Kincaid. He jumps. He fires for 3. Short off the rim. Levi Johnson gets it. He got his defender jumping off of a pump fake, but couldn't get the shot to fall. Pater, a 3. No good. Fought for off of... Ooh, Cole Larson.
Off Larson, okay.
And North Platte will take over with the ball. 7:10 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. A 60-23 lead.
Looks like
for the Bearcats.
Backing off into just a man-to-man defense.
And now here comes a fresh 5-man rotation for the Bearcats. As Smeltzer with the ball. Quick pass. Little 18-footer from Harper Whitney. And there's the first points for Harper Whitney today, getting rewarded for his hard effort that he's been putting in so far, just like with Logan Hayes, has been short on just a couple of shots. Corco one-on-one with Pater, gets a screen from Larson. Pater picks his dribble up, around the perimeter we go. Gordy Gardner, one-on-one with Harper Whitney. Larson, Johnson, jab stepping, Levi Johnson kicks out. Wide open 3 on the way for Jane Norman, no good. Somehow Levi Johnson collects his 8th and a quick turnaround 3 from Levi Johnson. He gets the rebound and he makes a corner 3. It's 63-25, the lead for Kearney. Jared Smeltzer to Odell. He'll pull that quick trigger himself and makes another 3. That's his 2nd today, and that's a quick answer for North Platte offensively. Norman in the lane. Down low goes to Cole Larson. Into a double team. One-on-one. Larson's shot is up, and Larson's shot is good. As now North Platte with it. Harper Whitney has the ball in his hands and gets a screen. Quick pass to Corco. Bounce pass into this paint. They try to get it back to Corco. He keeps it alive, but it's turned over. Up the court, Levi Johnson. Watch out. Here comes a slam dunk. He misses it, and it's rebounded by Caleb Odell, and here comes 3 substitutions for North Platte offensively. Kincaid to Harper Whitney. Hop steps. Oh, he lost the basketball. Saved by Levi Johnson, but he's touching the ball out of bounds, and here comes that substitution. Checking in, Talon Outerkirk checks in, as well as Reed O'Brien and Logan Hayes. And then a fresh 5 rotation in. Caden Slaymaker, as well as Trey Norman. Josh Gadget checks in. Elijah Boykin checks in. And Giovara. Great little run in from Logan Hayes. And again, missing the bucket. Oh, so close. And then cherry picking the other way. Trey Norman with 7 points in his day. It's 67-28 with 5:06 left to go in the ball game. Smeltzer on the far side of the court now with the ball. Guarded by Giovara to Outerkirk. Outerkirk now swings it to Reed O'Brien. Bounce pass to Logan Hayes. One-on-one with Norman. Back to Harper Whitney. Whitney on Boykin. Whitney fading again, short on the shot. Elijah Boykin finds his first rebound. He'll hand it off to Giovara, and here comes Kearney the other way. Gadget going baseline. Josh Gadget lost the ball for a second. He picks it back up. Stolen almost away by Outerkirk. On the floor, Reed O'Brien's the one that comes up with it for North Platte. How about Talon Outerkirk getting in the paint and stealing the ball away from Josh Gadget. And a foul called against Isaiah Giovara. Again, a name coming off the bench that we've seen a few minutes of, making a big play with Talon Outerkirk, and with 4:19 left to go and inbounds for the Dogs. Outerkirk with the ball.
Outerkirk's a shooter, too, if he can get some space.
Harper Whitney picking his dribble up, slings it over to Jarrett Smeltzer. Smeltzer with the ball, tries to split through two defenders. It's in trouble. Boykin picks it up, and that's a turnover. The other way, again, Trey Norman wide open for the layup. And Trey Norman has 9 points. Jarrett Smeltzer trying to sneak through two defenders, got tripped up.
Got tripped up. I just tripped over feet, I guess.
And now the other way, a timeout I was going to say the other way, but now a timeout called by head coach Jimmy Pack with 3:47 left to go. Our timeouts are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. See him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Here comes some more substitutions. Gabe Bratchell, the sophomore at 6'6", checking in, as well as Tot. He's going to check in as well for Kearney and the Bearcats, leading 69-28. On our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard, with 3:47 left to go. Has not been a fun day of basketball.
It has
if
not.
You're a North Platte fan.
Regrouping again, there's 2 more games.
Plenty of games left to go.
Week.
There's 3 actually.
Hastings, if you count the women or the girls,
Yeah, so there's there's 3. There's there's Hastings, Holdridge, and
then the guys,
Kearney.
it's just Holdridge and Kearney Catholic.
Yep.
And then the Knights return to action next
Saturday at McCook. We will be covering that game here on FM 98.1. Welcoming back North Platte Community College basketball. Head coach Jacob Randall and Jeff Thurman will be stopping by this week for our Knights Weekly podcast episode. Good to have them back in the station.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of Mo Diao, you can cheer for him again. He just plays for the wrong team.
He just plays for the wrong team, as down in the paint. Whitney kicks out to Logan Hayes for 3. He unfortunately will not be a recipient of a big bucket, as now the other way Cannon Cope comes. Cope, quick pass to Hayden Howard. Howard drives right past Logan Hayes. No good. Somehow it's rebounded by Bratchell, and Gabe Bratchell, who is subs in, gets his first 2 points as Kearney subs in a fresh 5. And here comes North Platte. In the quarter, Smeltzer for 3 off the top of the basket. No good. And that's rebounded by Gabe Bratchell.
He is just in a funk.
There's a wide open man in transition. Giovara misses it. Bratchell trying to get the rebound, and a foul is going to be called against, I think, Jarrett Smeltzer. Nope, it's Logan Hayes. Number 3 for Logan Hayes, and an inbounds for Giovara on the baseline. Bratchell with it. Now to Howard. Cope in the corner driving Giovara. Down low to Tot. And Tot gets his first 2 points today, and it's 71-28, the lead now for Kearney and the Bearcats. Hayes, guarded by Tot, one-on-one, crosses over Tot. Hayes, can it finally come down?
There
yes. He needed that one after what has been a pretty grueling 2 quarters for Logan Hayes, with just a couple of missed shots by mere inches. Driving into the paint now goes Giovara, and that's a foul by Jarrett Smeltzer, and I'd assume Smeltzer's about to get subbed out by Sam Euling.
There's 3 of them there lined up to come in.
Yep, running clocks begin. It's going to be Odell, Kincaid, and Sam Euling. As Jarrett Smeltzer checks out, Talon Outerkirk checks out, as well as Harper Whitney. 1:40 left to go. The running clock has begun. Proper grammatical English for Kearney. As I'm, missing 2 points. He'll miss that shot. Hayes tries to get the rebound. I mean, he was so close. Bratchell's shot unfortunately falls in. I mean, I feel so bad for Logan Hayes, because he is, I'm not even kidding you, a mere combination of this last 2 quarters, an inch away from making some big plays
This
for
has
the
just been a
Dogs.
train wreck. Landry Hammond is in for the Dogs.
Another fresh face checking in. First of the, I think, for the season for Landry Hammond. I don't think he's subbed in so far this season.
He got in Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, never mind. See, this is what happens when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
As Odell around the perimeter, drives it on Tot. Pass to O'Brien, gets a screen. O'Brien picking his dribble up. Back over to Caleb Odell with 1:05 left to go. Hammond, bounce pass to Kincaid. Kincaid from the free throw line. It's in from Jake Kincaid. Having a solid game, Jake Kincaid is, even after picking up those quick 2 fouls to start the game. Howard, Kincaid almost gets the steal. Somehow that falls back into the hands of Ratchell. It's no good, as there's Reed O'Brien collecting another rebound. O'Brien, 1-on-1 guarded by Cope. Picks his dribble up. He needs some help. Finds it in Sam Euling. Euling on Tot at the free throw line. Euling with some patience. Pivoting. Bounce passes to Jake Kincaid. 28 seconds left to go. Step back. 3 for Kincaid. Wow. What a bucket for Jake Kincaid. He steps back on the baseline. And he hits another one. That's quick 4 points for Jake Kincaid.
That's 9 on the night for Jake.
But Kearney will dribble the ball out as they cross half court with 10 seconds, and that unfortunately is how this game will come to an end. North Platte High School boys fall for now number 6 in a row as they fall to Kearney and the Bearcats, 75-34. A much better second half compared to the first half from an energy standpoint, though unfortunately the score sheet will not reflect that metric tonight.
Yeah, it won't, but that was a much better half. They held Kearney to 30 points versus 45 in the first half, so that's a 15-point swing. Dogs scored 20 versus 14 in the first half, so
that's a positive 6.
Just looking at numbers, that looks good. But yeah, the energy-wise was much better. A little better played.
And they had, and I hate to say they left points on the table because it's not even at their own fault that they left points on the table. There was about a stretch of about 6 minutes where Logan Hayes and the team were just missing by mere fractions of an inch. That maybe could have made this game, I hate to say on the score sheet, look a little closer, but maybe could have emphasized more how well we think this second half of play was for North Platte High School compared to the first half, which was probably not their best start to a game.
Yeah, just so many of those just rattled in and out on those layups or 5-footers, just didn't fall. But yeah, you got to just control your energy and effort and get 3 more good days of practice in before you go to Holdridge.
Yep, and Holdridge is always, no matter what, a tough team. They are a very, very strong team in general. And then you play another strong team in Kearney Catholic. Well, not the same Kearney Catholic we saw from a season ago. Still a really, really good team that is going to be playing there on Saturday night. If I remember correctly, it's going to be back again in Kearney. So
it is,
another road game, and that's got to be. And we talk about this long road trip, but you got to say it takes a toll on a member of a team to be gone away from your home crowd for a whole month.
Yeah. Always have the hostile crowd every game you play. So this is game 7 of the 9-game road stretch. There's 2 more road games next week.
And then finally
home on the 16th for Lexington.
Yes.
And then turn around the next day and go to Bennington.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, there is not the only weekends that Bulldogs are home, the opening weekend, the 3rd and 4th, and then Valentine's Day weekend they play Scottsbluff and Gearing. Otherwise, every week during the season, the Dogs are on the road for at least 1 game. So
that is a tough schedule.
Got to be road warriors.
Yeah. And again, this last 6-game strand, whether on this in terms of their losing streak, has not been a good detriment to their record. You do feel like there's just small things every game that they're just getting better at. And while, again, a lot of people like to see the wins maybe be the better benefactor of how teams are playing or they're learning from their mistakes, this is an uncharted territory for the Bulldogs, again, without their leading scorer. In a situation they haven't really had to face much all year, trying to figure themselves out in a new role compared to where they were a couple weeks ago, where it felt like the roles were established. You knew where the offense was running to. You knew who to get it started with.
Right.
And you knew how to run out of that offense compared to now where it's like, the offense was initially set Jonathan Reinke up and then pass it back out. Well, Jake Kincaid, while being a serviceably good, player in his own right, is not Jonathan Reinke's mold, and that's a lot to ask of somebody in the flesh to change up their entire play style to match something.
Yeah, and Jake and Jonathan played well off each other,
Yeah.
And it hurts a lot not having Jonathan, but that's the cards you're dealt, and the most important thing is for Jonathan to get
better.
Healthy. Yeah, just become a healthy 17-year-old again. And, he's 16. He's not 17 yet. He's a youngin'.
He's a youngin'.
Yeah, he'll turn 17 in May. So, yeah, just get him back to health. And, again, at the end of the day, basketball is just a game.
Yes.
You're just playing a game. Have fun. You only get to do high school basketball, once in your lifetime. Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy these, you get a lot of bus trips. Enjoy these bus trips with your brothers. And, and wins will come eventually.
Don't doom and gloom. I think that's my total takeaway is, yes, while this game may not have, from a scoring perspective, been your best performance, don't make a situation like this be a world-ending situation where the wheels fall off and then you go to Holdridge and Kearney Catholic where it looks even worse than what we thought it would be, because that's when things start to really get out of control.
Yeah,
Fate is still in your hands. You can still dictate how this season goes.
This was a tough task. You hoped it would be closer, but in all reality, it was going to be a loss. But now look ahead. These are two winnable games.
Yes.
Now focus on these two. This one, it's behind you.
Kearney was playing, at this point in their season, the best set of basketball they played all year. They finally were getting things underway. And you, unfortunately, were dealt the hand of losing your best player. So, inevitably something like this was going to happen when the cards were dealt this way. It's about how can you use what this card was dealt for you, and kind of, as Coach Hammond said, just forget about it. Because, yes, the past is the past. We can't continue to dwell on how this game went and how everything transpired in this game. Oh, we were a few inches away from a bucket here or a bucket there. We got to focus on going forward, because as you said, you have 3 games in a row now. Holdridge, Kearney Catholic, Lexington, that are all winnable, that could essentially turn around this 6-game losing stretch.
Reset. You're not going to play Kearney again. Don't let them beat you again. So you got a chance to go on a 3-game winning streak. You know? So let's go on a 1-game winning streak. Get this taken care of.
1 foot at a time.
Yeah, go to Holdridge, get a victory. Come back to Kearney
Catholic
again next
the other
week,
one.
and get another one. And
then come home and welcome back your first home game out of 9 games with a victory against Lexington.
Yeah.
You can't take these big sweeping changes all in one go. No. You got to take it one step small. No. Even if it's a small step, one small step at a time to reach that overall goal, because, again, championships aren't won in January or December.
Right.
You got to take what is given to you. Yes, maybe this game and this date is not the prettiest, but you can't let it dictate how you'll play the rest of the season out come district time when we get to it. So
don't let this one affect you more than it did. It's just 1 game, 1 loss, move on.
That's right. We'll step aside, take a break. We come back. We'll talk more of our Quick Stop post-game show. Have a conversation with head coach Jimmy Pack on our La Casa del Rio's post-game interview. We should stop by La Casa del Rio's. It's Friday. I forgot what day it was. That tells you how this day's been going. Friday, we can stop by there. They'll close at 8, but we'll have that conversation with head coach Jimmy Pack when we come back here to Kearney on FM 98.1, AM 1410, a video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, how to protect what you have waited for. Find me at 405 East C Street in North Platte.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings with Sinclair Dino Pay, saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Quick Stop.
Hey, Hey, if you're hearing this, then this message is for you. Mid-Plains Community College offers academic programs that can help you achieve your career goals. Whether you're looking at switching careers or improving your skills to earn that promotion, your local community college can help you get there. Registration for the spring semester is underway with classes beginning January 12th. Your career starts here. Transform your future at Mid-Plains Community College.
Your family depends on you. That's why you work hard to make sure they have everything they need. With life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company, you'll feel good knowing you've taken steps to protect what matters most. Now's the time to plan ahead. Let's talk about protecting your loved one's financial future and finding peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve. For details, contact Justin, 534-2400, or stop by 501 South Dewey Street, just south of Little Caesars Pizza on the corner of E and Dewey.
American Family Insurance.
Tom plows Renza's parking lot on Temperature Tuesdays.
Take that, Snowdrift. With great horsepower comes great responsibility.
Every Tuesday in January, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Renza sandwich when you buy fries and a medium drink.
And every Tuesday, the drive-thru will be drivable.
Thanks, Tom. Not all heroes wear capes.
I'm wearing one.
I know. Temperature Tuesdays are back, and Renza makes it all better.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Kearney High School. North Platte High School and the boys fall 75-34 to the Bearcats here in 2026. Their only game between Kearney as, oh, look, there's a brother of one, Jake Kincaid, walking down the aisle right now. Of course, playing at UNK, Caleb.
Yep.
Good to see him. Haven't seen anybody else. I haven't seen River Johnston, of course, former North Platte player, currently also plays at UNK. Probably one of their best players, Mr. River Johnston.
So is that Ryan Kaminsky over there?
I think it also is Ryan Kaminsky over there as well. So a very big gathering of former North Platte people that we have seen over the years.
Landon O'Brien?
Good to see him. Good, got to see his brother have probably the best game of the year for Landon O'Brien. Let's actually talk about North Platte. We'll start our scoring off with the Bulldogs here, and it's, if I think correctly off the top of my head, it will be Jake Kincaid leading the way, even though one Reed O'Brien was tight on his heels.
Yeah, Jake Kincaid, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. Caleb Odell also 9 points, 3 three-pointers, 2 rebounds. Logan Hayes, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Then we go down to Landon O'Brien, like you said. Best night of his career so far, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Also scoring 2 points for Harper Whitney, 2 points for Sam Euling. Sam also had a pair of rebounds and an assist. And I think that rounds out your scoring for the Dogs.
I think the good news is when North Platte is scoring, they're filling up the stat sheet. So it's not just empty points. You see guys like Logan Hayes, even though his point total didn't equate to what we honestly and holistically believe it should have been tonight, he did more than just go out and shoot the basketball. He impacted the game, whether it be a rebound, whether it be some good defending one-on-one. Same thing with Sam Euling, and that's what we think makes Sam Euling so good, is sometimes his stat sheet can be either filled up or it can be pretty barren, but we know the impact he brings on the team. And now just, of course, talks about how can the team continue to expand the ways it operates, whether it be offensively or defensively, now with this kind of new starting rotation, which probably, I don't want to say is going to be in flux. I kind of feel like that starting 8 that we saw today, minus Gunnar Boyer coming as the 9th man off the bench, will kind of stay the same, I think, going forward.
Yeah, the 8 for sure, and then
where they start position, where they are off the rotation can be.
If they need a big, it's going to be Boyer.
I think the lineup for me that makes the most sense going forward is still have Caleb Odell come off the bench, just because what has still persisted is that second unit scoring issue continues to kind of just be a thing, just because that second unit is so young in terms of who's coming off the bench for North Platte. They are still so young. I think having somebody like Caleb Odell, who can be, again, as we talked about, that flamethrower torch type scorer off the bench can help, and then have somebody like Harper Whitney get the start, or Reed O'Brien.
Yeah, maybe Reed, then you kick out Hayes to, I think he's kind of a wing and a guard anyway, but kick him out there.
Yeah, and exactly. So you kind of feel, I hate to say pigeon your whole self because you got your son out there as well as Odell, who are not the tallest of members out there. So you can keep, if you keep kind of that, at least a scoring option on the bench, you can feel a little better that six-man rotation when both teams start to rotate in some of their six-mans.
Yeah.
That somebody like, Caleb Odell can come in and start scoring when needed to. That's just of course, I'm not a coach, so, not my ultimate decision.
Yeah.
But maybe after today's game, we kind of feel like that might be an idea or an option potentially going forward for North Platte. Even though, again, I holistically feel like this game wasn't a game like Norfolk where they personally lost it themselves with their bad decision-making. It just felt like something was missing in this game.
They got beat by a better team.
Yep.
Kearney's a better team, and they're athletic and underclassmen, which usually, Kearney is seniors every year.
Very rarely.
But,
to be fair, they've been kind of forced to this year with losing, I think, everybody minus Cole Larson, Trey Norman, and
Pater.
And Pater.
I think Pater was actually a starter last year.
He was their only starter
Yeah.
returning from last season. Trey Norman saw some time, but he was injured to start this season.
Yeah.
So I agree. Kearney is a much better team, but I did feel like in some aspects North Platte was missing just something. I have yet to put a tab on as to what they were missing in this game that maybe could have brought it in a little bit of a different light or a different direction. But let's get to some quick scoring on the Kearney side so we can fill out the final of this game and then get on to what's coming up next. 13 points for Josh Gadget. 16 points for Josh Gadget. He led the way. Boy, he had a game today coming off the bench for this Kearney Bearcat squad. 12 points for Leighton Pater. He has 3 threes. 9 points for Trey Norman. 12 for Levi Johnson. 4 for Caden Slaymaker. 1 for Gordy Gardner. Jaden Norman with 5. Trey Norman with 9. Gabe Ratchell with 4. And then Cole Larson with 4. And Tot with 2. As we said, Dogs back in action against Holdridge later this week. And then they'll be on the road once again for the final road game of this wonderful, horrible 9-game adventure against Kearney Catholic on Saturday. And this will, permit more for the boys, as that's the game we just finished with. What do you think this team needs to do in these next, couple of days? Because they'll have a pretty prolonged period off before they take on Holdridge for their next game that they really need to focus on so that they can maybe come away with a big bounce-back victory against Holdridge and then translate that into a back-to-back win against Kearney Catholic.
Oh, boy. You're don't know if you dedicate a day to shooting because they're not shooting the ball very well. But you also gave up 70 points. You would like that to be a little better. That might be just due to the competition.
Yeah, it's just like last year. Remember when they put up 100 points and we thought to ourselves, well, that Kearney team was just hitting the lights out, so it doesn't really matter defensively what you did because they were just always going to hit their shots.
I don't know. There's room for improvement in all aspects, and
I think it's just focused on offense in terms of making sure everybody knows what role they're playing. Because again, I don't really think they've had much practice time with this kind of new lineup that they have to go through right now, comparatively to when the injury to Jonathan Reinke happened. So maybe take this time of practice to just get figured out what everyone's role in this offense is going to be, so that when it comes game day next week, we're not having the troubles of, well, who's going to be that guy that we go to be the lead, the focal point of this offense. Because I think that's now the issue is who is going to be, I hate to say focal point, but the initiator of this team to be either the scorer or the guy to set things up offensively. Maybe it's Logan Hayes from we saw in that second half, and then Jake Kincaid kind of being the guy to play off of Logan Hayes, or X guy who we're still trying to figure out where they're going to what role they're going to play here in this current iteration of the Dogs.
And now they know what's ahead of them. They're not going to have Johnny for a while, so they, like you said, figure out your roles and figure out a rotation and
come back bigger, better for that next game against Holdridge. Of course, that game will be next week, and then we will be back in action on Saturday against, they'd be against Kearney Catholic. I will be traveling to McCook for the first game back for North Platte Community College after a long winter semester. Jeff Smeltzer's back in the office. He's working hard.
Oh, I'm back Monday.
Doing his favorite thing of welcoming back all the students, because he loves to do that so much, just welcoming back everybody from their long tenured little bit of vacation. So we'll have McCook. Oh boy, the rivalry begins once again as we're going to go from one rivalry game to another rivalry game.
The Mo Diao Bowl.
It's going to be fun to see Mo Diao for the first time since last year, as he's now playing, of course, for McCook. We'll see you guys next Saturday when North Platte Community College and the Knights battle against McCook Community College and the Indians. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Jeff Smeltzer, it's good to see you. I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully you'll be back at home.
Yeah, it's been a minute since you and I have seen each other. So
it's been a whole year, actually, if you think about it. But I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. For Jeff Smeltzer, I'm Paxton Gordon. Both Bulldogs teams fall today. For the girls, it was a 75-34 loss here on the girls' side. Actually, Christian, I think that should be for the boys' side in this game. But unfortunately, North Platte falls in both of their contests. For the boys, 75-34. For the girls, 55-24. We will see you guys next time here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering